Okay, 15 seconds in. Frank West Hedgehog, hey, what's a hi, everyone? Oh god, it's starting. Can't stop the signal. Did someone say fidget spinner? Hey, everyone! A dreamer says, fucking kill me. Oh boy, I shouldn't have read that out loud, now I can't, why did I was monetized and now I wasn't. I said the F word. Hey, Nick is pretty bad though. Let me see if I can fix that. Hold on, what's, 1 second.
Okay, I tried to hook up the mic. Is it working? I'm working on the audio. Hang on. I'm trying. Is it recording through my... Because I know there's the desktop mic, and I'm trying to go through the blue snowball mic. I'm trying to see if it's going through there. Gain on it might be a little low, so I'll have to put that up a little bit. Welcome to the fabulous world of live streaming, everyone. Hey, Joey. Yes, Hulk game reviews are coming soon. Let me know if it's like too quiet. Alright, am I quiet and the game is loud? Because that could be a problem. Okay. How about this? So I should be louder than the game, I think. Yes, we've only been going for about 3 minutes. What's my favorite Arkham game? Well, I'll let you take a guess. Just look real hard at the screen and maybe just like see what's the first thing that pops in your head. Yeah, I tried lowering the okay, hold on, let me lower the game audio even more. How about that? Better? Worse? Shout out to Swift Ninja. What's up? How are you? I just want to make sure that I'm louder than the game, so that the game isn't like every time something loud happens in it, it's not making it impossible to hear what I'm saying. Okay, what's my favorite Batman comic? You know, I haven't read enough to really have... I've read a lot of them, but I don't think it's been nearly enough Batman comics. But so far, the ones I've really enjoyed were the Scott Snyder ones, you know, for New 52, with like, oh wow, thanks, Dreamer. Donations already, wow. Thank you, that's super appreciated. I like the New 52 thing. Alright, let's get started. Okay. New game. I like how every save file has him looking in a different direction. This is probably the least flattering angle you could probably take a picture of Batman from. You know, the other three are fine, but this one, yeah, Batman should not set this to his profile picture on Grindr. Okay. Am I ever gonna do another haunted field trip? Oh, geez. I don't know. I mean, you don't really go on field trips in film school, so... I mean, I could try and go on, like, vacations with my friends. Anyway, favorite Batman comic. I've liked the Scott Snyder stuff for New 52. I think, that whole series, like, all 40 whatever issues it's had were pretty good. What difficulty should I play on? Alfred probably took those pictures and didn't get paid to do it. Does Alfred get paid at all? I think, like, I think it's just this unspoken agreement that he just stays at the house. Oh, wow, everyone's telling me to go for hard. Alright, well, won't be the first time. It's just been a long time since I've played it on hard, so bear with me if I suck for the first few minutes. The Amazing Arkham Man 2 is the best game. Yeah, I like that one too. This is such an iconic opening. Everything about this opening was just so well put together and so well framed. They did a great job. I like the design of the Batmobile better in this game.
Stand back, fool, I've got a bomb.
I'm confused as to how this bridge works to the island. It's just a road that's outlined by trees. Is this a man-made bridge, or did nature really just build like a 20-foot by 20-foot stretch of earth connecting to this random island? Might lower my headphones a little. It's really loud in my headphones, but how's the audio right now? Because now we're like finally in the game.
Love what you've done with the place.
That's Walden Shop to you. Bowles.
Man, the delay on this is gonna be hard to work with.
You miss me?
Shut it, clown.
A lot of people here really want to talk to
Oh no, it's Chris Redfield.
Really? I don't mind walking. Ugh. Not so tight, boys. You'll crease the suit.
Get that filthy degenerate
Okay, audio's
out
good.
of here.
Alright.
Warden, something's not right.
You know, I gotta say, this game looks really great, even by today's standards. Graphics are just lovely. I mean, even sometimes in the game, certain stuff will look a little wonky with the lighting. Some character models' faces look a little unfinished, but it's, you know, it's not about graphics. It's about making a game that has, like, gameplay that's memorable and unique, and the story isn't complete garbage.
How's the guy supposed to break out of here?
Someone should have told that to the people when they were working on Arkham Knight. You know, just I've been wondering if I should get the remaster, but I wasn't even sure if it was like worth the amount of money, because I was looking over it and I couldn't really tell much difference between certain parts of it, and then others it was just like, well, the lighting looks better. I don't know if it necessarily justifies the $60 price tag to just get the same game twice.
Much more personal.
I mean, I still feel kind of dumb for getting the Uncharted remastered edition for like the first 3 games, because I still have my PS3 and I still play it quite often.
Come on, tell me.
Hey, Braden McCurry, what's up?
That's Max.
You were thinking of streaming Assassin's Creed Origins? Any tips? I don't know. I've never played Assassin's Creed. Oh wow, someone donated $5. Thank you. Mr. Sofa King. It's a pretty great name. Also finished the turkey sandwich trilogy, nerd. Okay, don't worry. I'll get to it. I'm working on that too. Yeah, I've got a couple of things I'm working on. I was waiting until I recovered from the cold before I would start really working on scripted videos again. Because for a while, every time I would say like N or B, they would sound like the same noise, and I couldn't really do narration during that. So I was going to record the script for the first part of the Hulk Games retrospective, and then another video about the new Spider-Man trailer that came out.
State of the wiring in these federal facilities is, well, it's shocking. My boys over there could have been
Did you
hurt
read
in
the
that
SpongeBob manga?
unfortunate fire.
No. I should review a couple of new Marvel comics. They suck. Well, yeah, but that would also require me to have to read current Marvel comics, and that's asking a lot, you know? Oh, Dane, with the $12 donation. Thanks so much, man. I appreciate it. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Thor Ragnarok is this weekend.
Need to take my temperature?
Really? Jump scares? God, this survival horror game featuring a Bat main character is just all over the place already. Any tips about streaming? Well, being that I'm kind of new to it myself, I don't really want to give you bad advice. Just be yourself. Don't send numerous dick pics. Keyword being numerous. The real Spider-Man is in chat, dude. Oh, Josh Keaton is in the chat? That would be great. I'm joking, but, you know, if he was. I wish I was friends with Josh Keaton. Are you gonna live stream Lego Marvel Superheroes 2? I hadn't thought about that. You know, that might actually be kind of fun. I should try and see if I could find a way to get a copy of that. I'm a big fan of how they did Killer Croc in these games. I kind of like that he's like 19 feet tall for no reason. It's way more intimidating than if he's just like a normal-looking guy with scaly skin. Like, I didn't like the Suicide Squad version of him. Don't sexually harass your female fans is definitely a good tip. Yeah, you know, with the way the news has been lately, maybe it's like something people don't really know about, but, you know, sexually harassing people is kind of not cool. I don't recommend it. But, I mean, if you're a movie star and or producer in the 80s, apparently you didn't get the memo.
The night is young, lads. I still have a trick or two up my sleeve. I mean,
Josh Keaton is like the most nice, down-to-earth guy on Twitter. Like, he doesn't talk about politics, he doesn't, like, shout about things, he never complains, he never posts numerous selfies, he just talks to people all day, and that's really cool. Like, people send him fan art, and then they just have discussions about it, and he's just really nice and, like, just easy to talk to. Josh Keaton's a great guy. Thoughts on the Venom movie? Oh, God. Sir Doctor of TARDIS wants a shout-out. Hi! Thoughts on the Venom movie? I don't know, man. How can you do a Venom movie if you don't have Spider-Man at least in the origin? You know? Like, just acknowledge his existence. Because what is Eddie Brock's character if he's just some guy who gets the
What's he
symbiote?
doing? Stay where you are. Get a flashlight. Get a light on him.
I wonder if someone's ever, like, taken a bunch of out-of-context sound clips for this game for Batman and Joker. And then just edited something very bad.
Our guest has arrived.
Mark Hamill is really cool on social media, too. Oh, yeah, without a doubt. I follow him on both Twitter and Facebook. He posts a lot of fun stuff, including, like, you know, the projects he's working on and just random fan art photos of stuff he's been, like, you know, behind-the-scenes stuff from even, like, Star Wars. Venom movie is gonna eat shit super hard. Yeah, it's probably gonna... I'm not into the whole concept. It's... You can't have Venom without Spider-Man, just like I don't think you can have a Joker movie without Batman, because then what would it be about? Sure, you can have Venom stories without Spider-Man, but having his origin just be some guy gets an alien suit? Well, it's like, where's the conflict? What is he worried about? What's he trying to struggle with? What's he dealing with internally? He's just a dude with superpowers at that point.
You're always welcome here. Gotta say, it's good to be.
If they did a Flash Thompson Venom movie, that might be more interesting because, you know, I think the biggest source of Venom's problems, or Eddie Brock's problems, are the fact that he has the suit. Without it, things are probably a little bit easier. And granted, it's just like normal people problems, like, you know, paying his bills or getting a job.
Joker's loose. Alert the
But,
warden.
like, Flash Thompson lost his legs in a war, struggles with alcoholism. You know, there's just a little bit more human conflict to add. That comic where Deadpool got the suit first is not canon. It is just a fun Elseworld story. It's weird because Deadpool has become infected with a symbiote like something like 6 times, and it's a different design almost every time they do it. Oh, I've been looking at chat. I wasn't even. Oh my God! I forgot there's no thing above their head. That made that way harder. Come on, throw a punch. Okay, I have to remember how to do this without the aid of the thing above their head. The Batman Spider Sense thing. Aw, jeez. This is gonna be hard. I am not used to looking at the chat and hopping back and forth with the game. Okay, that's the button to do that. Alright. It would be cool if you turned on detective mode and then hit someone and you could, like, actually see their bones breaking. What is it? There we go. I have to remember the controls. I'm so bad at this. Okay, now we're getting into it. Okay, hold on, I'm gonna get hit. Ah. I spoke too soon. Ow! He punched that guy in the crotch. Arkham City has the best combat. I mean, it's really not that different from the first game. Hey, Xavier. Oh, hi, Scrubs. How you doing? Don't stream for 10 hours this time. Well, you know, I wasn't planning on it, but, if I have fun, that's what matters. My favorite feature of all of the, next few games in this series is the fact that you can slide at a closed vent and then kick it open and then slide into the vent. That's such a great feature, and I wish every video game ever with vents had that. Huh. It's... What kind of trap, though, Gordon? Some kind of night trap? Here, quick! Activate all these traps via your computer monitors and have these men in black ninja outfits constantly falling downstairs with slapstick comedy music. But vents are Spider-Man's thing. I don't know, man. That's... Vents are a lot of people's thing. 100% the game in one session. Dude, last time I tried to 100% this game, it took me like 2 days. With very few breaks. That was back before I played video games mostly just for a job. Like, I don't play video games much anymore unless it's specifically for a video. Like I think the only 2 games this year that I played through without like doing a video for them was Evil Within 2 and Resident Evil 7. Those were my like just chill out and play by yourself games. Otherwise, it's usually I'm working on a review or trying to do a let's play or whatever, and it's kind of hard to enjoy games now when you're always thinking of like, how can I write a review on this?
Joker's not far ahead. I'll stay in contact.
Are you going to read? Wait, hold on. Stupid chat goes too fast. Spider-Man equals Bomb Squad equals Vent Dwellers. Should I talk to everyone? Like, do you guys mind if I just, like, talk to all these random NPCs? Because I could just skip past that. Hello there.
It's Zaz. He's got Mike. He's strapped in the chair. Zaz has totally lost it.
Wait here.
You can't. He'll kill Mike if he sees anyone trying to get close.
He won't see me.
Will I ever stream Ultimate Alliance? If I had someone to play it with, I would.
Even a little bit like a bat, and this guard dies. Do you hear me? Look at the pig eye.
I'm a little confused on how this electric chair works. How do you just give him a whiff of it? Like, how do you hit the button and only turn it on a little, but then turn it off? Like, you'd think it would just, like, immediately shock the hell out of him and he'd be dead, right? Wouldn't it also need some kind of helmet thing attached? How does this chair work? Hold on, sir. How does this chair work, exactly? Is it specifically for executions or some kind of strange, like, is it just for pacifying a patient that's a little bit too active? Why do they need to be strapped to the chair? Wouldn't that be what's causing their distress? I mean, I feel like if I was in a medical facility and strapped to a chair that would electrocute me, I'd probably be freaking out too. I don't think it's necessary. I'm wondering if this whole thing is actually necessarily legal. Like, can we get someone in here to talk about this? What's up with that? Well, you know, I guess that's a case for another day. Detective Batman, off to go dispense concussive force justice. Hey, yo, what up, B?
Zaz has got my buddy. He's gonna fry him. Do something, please.
Keep him occupied. I need to get behind him. I've got to get close enough to Zaz.
All right.
He'll see me coming on the ground, so I'll stay up high.
I kind of like how you can audibly tell when it's the inner monologue versus when he's saying it out loud. Like, it just sounds different. It's very subtle. Alrighty then.
Zaz is down, but not for long. Got to
Take that, Nimbus guy from The Flash. Does anyone remember how the actor who played Zaz in Gotham also played a bad guy in The Flash? And thus we see the start of Harley Quinn's descent into progressively worse costume designs. Because they were like, man, should we use the Jester costume? And they're like, it would look weird. So they used this. And then everyone started trying to emulate this. And Harley Quinn looked less and less like an actual supervillain and just more like just a girl at Hot Topic.
You have one one chance to surrender, Quinn.
Tempting fast, but no dice. Now the inmates are running the asylum. Well, technically the Joker's goons shipped him from Blackgate. But you get the
If you guys read Batman White Knight, it has a really great bit that kind of makes fun of, like, you know, modern Harley versus the original version, where the Joker tries to ask Harley to marry him after he kind of snaps to his senses. And then she starts, like, beating the shit out of him and telling him that he needs to start acting crazy again so they could go rob a bank. And then another person who looks like Harley comes in and then punches her in the face. And she's wearing the Jester costume and talks about how she was the original one. And eventually she just got kind of tired of Joker acting like a douche. And then they swapped out, and he was just so crazy he didn't even notice. Hold on, there's a trophy around here somewhere. I have to get it. I have to get all these trophies for this playthrough that doesn't need to be 100% playthrough. And then old Harley Quinn, the good one, talked about how the new one is just a violent cheerleader and is boring. And then the old one started acting like a smart person and psychoanalyzing Joker, and then like talking to him like an equal. It was interesting.
Batman, I'm patching you into the guard radio feed.
Oh God, I forgot loading screens. Hold on, I have a. Oh. Okay. I know you may not watch wrestling, but you could do a wrestling video game retrospective. Thanks, MBad Gaming. You know, I don't know about that, because where would I start? Would I just start with, like, WWE 2001 or whatever, and then just, like, roll them all the way up to 2K17? Because there's a lot of wrestling games. Like, the channel Two Best Friends Play did a WrestleMania thing. How the hell did this happen? What did I miss? I was gone for, like, 2 seconds. Who blew this up? The Two Best Friends Play channel did a thing where they did a different playthrough, or like a 30-minute quick look, rather, of a different wrestling game every day for August, like 2 years in a row. And that's like 60 games, so it would be hard to figure out exactly which ones to review. Are you curious about how the Venom suit is going to look? I don't know. As long as they keep the white logo on the chest, I guess I'll be happy, because I've never been a fan of removing that. I also think Venom looks weird with spiky toes. I think Venom should just not have toes. It looks weird. Like, I get it's supposed to make him look more monstrous, like he's like some kind of weird lizard person, but it looks kind of bizarre. Okay, can I go up yet? Can I go up yet?
Listen, the room is full of.
Okay, I have to do this non-optional conversation with this guard. You're ruining my speedrun, security guy. Okay, here we go. Yeah, this is a speedrun, by the way. Didn't you know? Totally a speedrun. It's amazing how Bruce Timm doesn't understand Harley's character at all, even though he was her co-creator. Yeah, I don't know. Harley Quinn is a very tough case, because her character... You know, you can't really do the she's just a victim of abuse thing, because she actively participates in murder. You can't blame that on just, like, her being in a bad relationship. It's kind of her fault. She had the option not to kill several people, but still did it anyway. Hey man, how you doing? It's funny how the voice actor there was Steve Bloom, and he was talking to someone else named Steve.
Going after the animal who did this.
Animal is a placeholder word if you want to call someone an asshole in a PG-13 thing. Hello there, scary-looking criminal man with, like, a scarred-up face. No child left behind. When you wake up, I'll probably beat you up again in a different part of the game. Alright.
There's the extraction control point. A well-aimed batarang should power it up.
Okay, Batman, I'm way ahead of you, don't worry. The Venom movie has some hope, like Spider-Man 3 did have some hope, where people started ripping it apart. I don't know. I mean, Avia Rad and Amy Pascal are involved, and that's never a good sign. Look at all these dead folk. I love this foreshadowing of a different enemy type later in the game. Hey, you know what this game has that the other games don't really? Well, hold on, let me show you in a second. Get this upgrade and then I'll never use it. Okay. The most mature playthrough. Look how mature I am, everybody. Look at this. Xavier, how is Infamous Second Son? It's pretty good, but it feels really, really rushed. It could have been a lot longer and a lot more satisfying. That's what she said. I disappoint myself. Do I like Harley Quinn in Suicide Squad? I mean, she's alright. I think they got a great actor or actress to play her. Actor. I don't know. What's the PC word? I don't know what's politically correct. Which is probably why I've had a lot of videos demonetized recently. I've never been necessarily super into just making sure I watch every single word. There's some pretty dark jokes in the Spider-Man retrospective part 1 that I totally didn't remember saying, but then I looked back at it and I was like, oh my god, why would I say that? Hold on, let's spoil the surprise here. Haha, I saw you with my X-ray vision. Hey, quick question. Is there a way to mod this game so you can just replace Batman's character model with Moon Knight? Is anyone good enough at anything to do that? Like, because really you just have to kind of change the color of the cape, then change around like some textures on the body, and then switch out the head model. Xavier, how do you feel about the Ghost Rider movies? Ghost Rider 1 in 2007 was a lot cooler than it is if you watch it now. Because I was like, what, 9 years old when I saw it back then? Maybe 8? It seemed pretty awesome back then. Then watching it these days, it just kind of doesn't hold up. Oh my god, it's that enemy type from the Left 4 Dead franchise. I guess this guy spends a lot of time on the internet. Okay, I have to remember how to do this. What a strange skeleton you have there. I can't tell if those guards are dead or not, but I know they're being thrown at me like a projectile. Stand over here. The Ghost Rider movies never seemed terrible when I was watching them for the first time, but then upon reviewing them, or not reviewing, but reviewing them later on in life, I kept thinking, God, this is boring. Man, Nicolas Cage is like really bad for this role. Jeez, these jokes are really out of place. Why is it like this? Quickly now, come over this way. Here, I'll just hide around this corner so you can't hit me. It's really weird and sad when he gets like 2 steps into his run and then just kind of comes up to a wall and he's like, oh, never mind. Oh. Oh no. Quick, get me a medic! He's going into heart palpitations! Oh god, of all of the forensic science I know, I still never learned CPR! This is how Jason died. Did I watch the new season of Stranger Things? I sure did.
Seeing as how I'm feeling generous, I'll give you this one for free. Knock me off.
He's dead, Jim.
End this. Pull the plug. Stop me once for all.
Which Robin is my favorite? Probably Jason. You know, I've heard very differing opinions on the first Ghost Rider movie versus the second one, just because they're so different. It almost feels like they're completely different universes, but the only common factor is that they kept one actor. It feels like the way they would handle a sequel from like the 80s, where it's like no continuity necessary, just keep one main actor and then, you know, hope people don't mind. Like Like from what, like Chucky 2 to Chucky 3, or Child's Play rather. Those are very different movies, but they got the guy who does the voice of Chucky to stay, so, you know, it's still very jarring. But, I guess if there's one thing to like about Ghost Rider 2, it's that all the scenes with Ghost Rider are at least kind of cool, if not very bizarre and weird. What do you think about Telltale's version of Harley and Joker's relationship? I've only seen that, like, 5-minute preview thing of them, but it's kind of cool to see that, like, Harley's the one wearing the pants in that relationship, just because that's a unique take on the, you know, on the way they interact. It's cool. You have to finish this game and deliver these pizzas. Oh, God, not again. Mr. Aziz! Ah, jeez. Do you like the origin for Ultimate Spider-Man's Venom or Amazing? Oh, I way more prefer the Amazing Spider-Man version of Venom. I think I prefer 616 in most cases of characters, except for Doc Ock. I think he's cooler in the Ultimate Universe, but generally I like everything more in the OG universe. I think it was cool. Have you watched... How would you have handled Red Hood in the Arkham series? I would have had his story implied to have happened between games, and have him show up as an established character, because the coolest thing about this game and Arkham City is that they kind of function as, like, games within the comic universe. Like, they never said when this game was coming out that it was its own universe. It felt like it could have just been a random story from the comics. This game especially, because by the end of it, nothing really permanent happens. All of this could have just been a random storyline from the comics, you know? Joker ends up at the end of this game, spoiler, pretty beat up, but, you know, he could just get some new teeth implanted and heal up over a couple of months and just go on to the next adventure. I like that this felt like a story within the comics, and then having to redo a story from the comics, like, you know, Arkham Knight trying to be Red Hood. It just felt wrong. I hate when they try to adapt stuff. I like original stories in comic games.
Hurry, please.
Batman v Spider-Man, who would win? If we're talking like just a straight fist fight without prep time, I would put my money on Spider-Man. And I don't think that's a bias thing. I think that's just because physically he's stronger and faster. And probably about equal intelligence. I mean, he can build some pretty crazy stuff. Granted, Batman could probably pull some bullshit, like pull out a device from his pocket and then it'll tase Spider-Man or something, but if we're talking about like a really fair fight without Batman, you know, logic lapses. There's so many times where they just go, hey, do you know Batman could totally do this? Oh, you mean beat Darkseid with 2 days of prep time? Yeah, I don't really buy that one. It'd have been funny if he got, like, caught in the door and then just stuck in the wall. Who would win, Xavier or Skip Westcott? Depends on what you mean. Like, are we fighting physically, or... I don't know, I think we'd be pretty evenly matched. Do you like Ultimate Carnage design more, or 616? Being that both times we see Carnage for the first time in either universe, he was drawn by Mark Bagley. I kind of like the Ultimate Universe's design a little bit more.
That's great. You follow it. I'm grabbing every reference to Arkham I can find. Maybe useful later.
I could see this being a continuation of the animated series. I mean, it has all the same voice actors. You know, I prefer Arlene Sorkin as Harley Quinn to anyone else. Because every time I hear Tara Strong doing the voice for Harley Quinn, all I can hear are the billion other characters from my childhood that she played. I hear Timmy Turner, I hear Ben 10, I hear all these characters, and even a little bit of, like, Raven from Teen Titans. I don't like it. I would prefer someone who... Because you can't listen to Arlene Sorkin's voice and then hear anyone but Harley Quinn. The character is based on her, and she hasn't had a lot of voice acting roles that really you could compare it to. Who would you put into Spider-Man Homecoming 2 villain-wise? Honestly, I would go for Green Goblin again, except, like, better this time. I like Green Goblin. I think he's underused in the movies. They had him once, and then they halfway attempted it another time, but didn't commit fully to it.
B-Man, Mr. J doesn't want you following us just yet.
You know, I feel like it was a really missed opportunity for Harley Quinn to just call him BM. You know, for, like, Batman, but also bowel movement. I don't know, if you're gonna be childish and call him names. Also, how is she not dying doing this? It doesn't really show it, but what's her end game? When she gets to the top of the elevator shaft, does it not just hard stop and she flies up into the ceiling and becomes a red and blue splotch? My choice for MCU Doc Ock was Kevin Spacey, but that ain't gonna happen now. You know, actually, I think that he would have made a pretty good Doc Ock. I think, I'm sad about Kevin Spacey, because I really liked him. I thought he was a cool actor. He seemed like a nice guy, but I guess not. Here, let's go, because we're on this 100% playthrough, let's get all these, Oh, you have her costume for the profile picture in the files, but not in the actual game. What's that all about? It's 2:19 in England right now. You're welcome. Thank you so much, Steel Calibur. I appreciate you staying up. I mean, but it is a Saturday night, at the very least. Someone just typed in Josh. Josh is not here. He is at college. I am by myself. Xavier, who would you cast as Venom? I think Tom Hardy would make a pretty good Venom. They should try and cast him in that role. You know, I think that could work out. Hey, look! Killing Joke reference. That's a cool Easter egg. I like that. Who's your favorite Breaking Bad actor? You know, Bryan Cranston is just a fantastic actor. I think he should be in more stuff. I feel bad that after... I mean, it's not like he's, like, having a hard time finding work or anything, but after Breaking Bad ended, he hasn't been in a whole lot of, like, really mainstream stuff that I've been watching. I feel like he could really easily get a role in, like, a DC or Marvel movie or, like, Star Wars or any random billion-dollar project. But instead, he's been going for, like, some more, like, smaller dramatic roles, like in that one weird indie movie about the crazy dragon that stomps through San Francisco and then fights another dragon. That it's really obscure. You might have heard of it. It's called Godzilla. I don't think anyone really watched that movie though. It's very obscure. It was like some independent film produced in Thailand. Quick question, who would you make Arkham Knight's identity if you were writing the game? Well, not Jason Todd. That's for sure. What is the point of this room? Why did I go in here? What is in here other than webs? What's going on? Am I misremembering things? Alright, I guess it's this way. Who would I make Arkham Knight? Well, you know... The thing about that is they marketed him like he was a character specific to this franchise. Like someone who would have been special to these games. There's not a whole lot of original characters from this series it could have been. Like, most of them... Every time this game series introduces a new character specific to it, they die. But, I don't know, they seem to write a really big check with that whole... Hush steals Bruce Wayne's face in Arkham City, and then, you know, it amounted to a 2-minute cutscene in the next game. That was really disappointing, so maybe it could have been Hush. Wouldn't it have been a cool reveal if Batman rips the Arkham Knight's mask off, and it's just Bruce Wayne underneath, and he goes, "No, that's impossible! Bruce Wayne is a different guy!" And he goes, "Yeah, who?" He goes, "Me!" And then he pulls off his mask, and then Arkham Knight's, "Oh. Oh no. Amadeus Arkham. Amadeus.
I am the spirit of Amadeus Arkham.
Who would I cast as Venom? I already said it. I think Tom Hardy's great. They picked a perfect guy for it.
Forever remain in the
Bryan
shadows.
Cranston would be a perfect Norman Osborn in the MCU. I don't know about that. I don't know who I would cast as Norman Osborn, honestly. Do I read any Green Arrow comics? No, I do not, but I've been wanting to read that one about the Supermax prison. Blasian just donated $1. Thank you so much. It's very much appreciated. Just for you. After that, I'll do this whole fight without getting hit. How about that? Going so far so good. Oh god. Don't make me look like a liar. Oh. Ah, no! No! I was doing so well, and then the trophy popped up, and I was like, oh, hey, what? Hey, you stay on your side of the line. Hey, your side of the line. Hey, dude, stay your side of the line. Dude, I gave you half of the room. Why are you doing this? Quit coming over. Your side of the line. Oh my god, you are the worst roommate. Your side of the... It's right here. You see this line? You stay over there. Oh my god. I was doing so well. I got that 20 combo. It was pretty good. Everyone was excited. Everyone was super happy with me. My parents were happy. They were proud. I was doing well in college. And then the drug addiction happened. And then it all went downhill. I lost all my subscribers. Blasian donated another $1. Thank you so much. I'm sorry I got hit. I promised you I wouldn't, and then I did. I'm such a failure. Xavier, what's the best Korn song? Oh, jeez, don't even ask me that, man. It's like choosing between your children. You love them all so much. That's dark. Xavier, what would you do if... Who would you cast as Harley, or is Margot Robbie doing it fine? I think they cast a fine actress for it, in every sense of the word, but I don't think they're writing her necessarily properly. I do not like Jared Leto's Joker. Very much not into it. I think he's, you know, the thing that really killed that version of the Joker for me is the second I saw him sitting on a boat hanging out partying all night long with Skrillex. Think of things the Joker would do. Partying with Skrillex is low on the list. Oops. Don't turn around. Oh my god, I accidentally hit the wrong button. Hold on, everyone. Just, like, shut off your monitor for, like, 2 seconds. Just pretend that... Just come back at 8:29 p.m. You know, nothing happened. Xavier, who would win, Kevin Spacey or Skip Westcott? Oh, dude! They should do an animated film where Skip Westcott is voiced by Kevin Spacey. Jared Leto's Joker was trying way too hard to be edgy and think he's crazy. Can you do random obscure The Dark Knight quotes? Whoops. Okay, so I'm having a really bad problem right now. I've been playing too much of the other games, and the controls are completely rebinded for the batarangs and the detective mode. So every time I try to turn on detective mode, I throw a batarang, or every time I try to throw a batarang, I turn on detective mode, because I've been playing on a completely different. I was on like PS4 playing Arkham Knight, I think, And then I also went back trying to play Arkham Origins a couple of weeks back. And those control schemes are so different. It's so bad. I wish I could just switch the controls out. Xavier, why don't you like the Ultimate Universe? Because it's edgy for the sake of being edgy, and they keep killing off too many characters, and they keep doing too many stupid things. You don't... Like, look at Ultimatum, for example. That's dumb. You know, the sales get low, so we need to get rid of this storyline. What do? You come up with a really annoying, awkward story where everyone is either a cannibal or a murderer. And then everyone's either eating or killing each other the whole story, and then it just ends.
Stop him before he gets someone hurt. Really, it's for its own good.
You know, I know, like, the main theme of this series is exploring the relationship between Batman and the Joker. I still don't think Joker should have been such a giant part of Arkham Knight. Do you read superheroes that aren't big too? What do you mean, like, not popular ones? Well, yeah, I read Moon Knight. I've been getting into a character called Fool Killer, who's kind of like Punisher if he had Joker's sense of theatrics. Xavier, do you watch Thor Ragnarok? Did you like it? No, I haven't watched it yet. I've been a little bit hesitant to, because I don't know, I'm a little bit put off by how jokey it seems. It looks really comedy based, and I'm not on board. I mean, I like the last movie the director did. Well, one of the last ones anyway. It was called What We Do in the Shadows, and it was like a mockumentary about an apartment full of vampires, and it was really hilarious. But I don't know. If a movie about Ragnarok is gonna be that much focus on jokes, is it really, like, is it appropriate for the material? Oh, you see that guy turned around and I juked him? That was an amazing move. People are gonna be talking about that one for a long time. Whoops. Uh-oh. Hold on, just, okay. Alright. I was gonna try and bribe him. I mean, because if anyone's able to afford handing out bribes like candy, it would probably be Bruce Wayne. Ow, my throat. Xavier, did you watch the new Blade Runner movie? I sure did, and I liked it. Oh god, the LP tax is pretty bad with this one. I'm really sad that Blade Runner 2049 did not do well at the box office, but I totally understand why. It's because that movie is not for everyone. And, you know, I appreciate that they didn't try to water it down and make it, like, really PG-13 or add a bajillion action scenes or something that would be kind of dishonest to the material. They were gonna make a Blade Runner movie, and then they did. To escape, I will throw a batarang at the wall. Yeah, well, I was trying to turn off the detective mode again. I hate the way the controls in these games switch every sequel. I have such a hard time playing from one game to the next in this series because they switch it up every time what the triggers do. Xavier, what would you think if Tobey Maguire played MCU Uncle Ben? I think that's pretty funny. I mean, it would be nice to see him in, like, a more mainstream movie. Hold on, I'm gonna do the thing again. Just don't look up. Sir? Sir, just walk, like, 2 steps forward. Here we go. I am Window Man, with the power to window. Interview tape. Hold on, Joker. I have to listen to these interview tapes that are also contradicted later by Arkham Origins. Remember how Arkham Origins did this same like scene of the first time they met, and it was a completely different version of this scene? That game really destroyed the continuity on this series. Xavier, chocolate or vanilla? Vanilla. Have you heard about the canceled Spider-Man movie that was rated R? No? Was that a thing? Yes, Cats and Dogs is not a mainstream film that a lot of people watched. I watched it. I watched the hell out of Cats and Dogs. I remember when they had the trailer running for that movie, Underdog, with Jason Lee, and as soon as before it showed him flying, it showed a whole bunch of that trailer, and I kept thinking, Cats and Dogs 2, Cats and Dogs 2, Cats and Dogs 2, and it said Underdog, and I went, what? No! No! I need to find out what happened to Milo, or Lou, or whatever the fuck that dog's name was. It was Lou. There we go. Where did I get Milo? Who's named Milo? There's a dog in a movie named Milo, and I can't remember who. Pardon me, sir. I just have to ask you a quick question. How does the inside of my glove smell? Oh, not great, apparently. James Cameron is going to direct an R-rated... Well, oh, yeah, I read the script meant for that one. Where there was all kinds of, like, F-words... And, I think Electro was there, but he wasn't Electro. Maybe Sandman. Spider-Man woke up from sleeping and he was covered in webbing. And it was almost like they were having a wet dream analog joke. It was weird. There was tons and tons of scenes of him making out with MJ. I think they had sex while he was still wearing his mask. I could be wrong. Yeah, that whole thing was weird. I'm glad they didn't go with James Cameron's idea, because I feel like he never actually read a Spider-Man book. He just had the concept of it explained to him by a friend, and then was like, yeah, I could probably just, like, crap out a script for a movie. Like, 2 hours. Milo and Otis, that's what it was. And it's Marley and me, not Milo and me. Remember Underdog? It had Peter Dinklage before Peter Dinklage was, like, really popular, and they were just like, we need to have a short person actor, and he was like one of 3 in Hollywood. Hold on, I am going to fix something. Invert flight. No. Yes? Yes. I think I want the flight invert. Let me test that out and see how that feels. Oh, that feels way better. Alright. By the way, there's going to be an all-female Marvel movie. What do you think? Yeah, sure, why not? More power to them. I kind of wish they'd have just, like, given us the Black Widow movie already. I feel like it's a little silly that it's taken them that long. Like, there's a big audience for it. If Wonder Woman proved anything, you can have a female-led superhero movie. The trick is to just not have it be a garbage movie like Catwoman. Like, who would have thought? The way to get people to buy tickets to your movie and like it is to just not make a bad movie. Who'd have thunk? What a crazy trick. Ah, jeez. Well, I definitely want this. This one's cool. I wish this was like a default thing. Let's, okay, we can't afford any health upgrades. Smells like SJW. Yeah, you could interpret it that way. I mean, it either means 2 things. It means... Marvel Cinematic Universe is gonna... hold on. Christian Malloyd, are you avoiding my questions because you are ashamed of your past animations? Or are you talking about Hatame? I'm gonna be honest with you. I can only pay attention to, like, a very small percentage of this chat while also playing the game competently. Which I'm not doing a great job of, if you can tell. Shut up, Edward. Your real name is Nashton. Look, I'm such a great detective, I know what your first riddle is without even having you tell me it. I've already found the solution, it's this. Thoughts on Sonic the Hedgehog? Oh god, no. But anyway, Marvel could either be trying some new stuff, getting some new audiences, which isn't necessarily inherently a problem. It could also be the sign that they're going to start falling into the same trap that the comics have been lately, where it's just like, you know, diversity first, story second. Which is unfortunate that it's turned out that way. But, hold on, I gotta solve more riddles. Hold on. I know you're in a hurry, and this is like a crisis situation, and like several of your friends in this room alone are dead. But I gotta go find the Riddler riddles. I gotta. It's important. He's not even on the island. He's not even an immediate threat. But still, it's important to me that I one-up this guy who thinks he's smarter than me, even though he's never really hurt anyone directly at this point. He doesn't become a crazy kidnapper psychopath until later. Xavier, did you like that Venom I drew? Oh yeah, I saw that. It was pretty cool. How do you rank all the Transformers films? Well, 0 Transformers, 2, 0.5 Transformers, 5, 0, negative 0.8 Transformers 3. Oh, you know what? Just all of them will be below 1, and then Transformers 1 is a 1 out of 10.
Then I saw Harley Quinn.
Xavier, would you like Mysterio and Doctor Strange in Homecoming 2? Perhaps to create a multiverse with Toby and Andrew teaming up with Tom to battle Mysterio? That sounds incredibly convoluted, and Mysterio does not have magic powers, and that whole idea of Spider-Men was really stupid.
Good.
Anyone remember Spider-Man, where it was revealed that for several years in the Ultimate Universe, the Mysterio of that timeline was actually just a robot piloted by the Mysterio of the other timeline? Somehow. Like, he's a dude who specializes in Hollywood special effects, but he was able to create a portal to an alternate universe, as well as send signals through it, and remotely control androids through it. And the best thing he could figure out to do with this amazing technology to interact with other timelines was to go steal diamonds from Black Cat. Fucking Bendis, man, doesn't know what he's doing. There you go. I have actually gotten all the Riddler things in this game before, multiple times, so I know where all of those are, don't worry. If I skip one, it's probably just because I don't feel like going after it, but I'll probably directly look at it to acknowledge that I at least know where it is. You mean the 1 year in the Ultimate Universe takes place in? Will you ever do pivot animation again? No, animation sucks. It's hard. It's tedious. Xavier, when the R-rated Spider-Man had a scene where Spider-Man and Mary Jane had sex on the top of the Empire State Building. Yeah, that was pretty bizarre. Will you do a gameplay on Spider-Man PS4 when it comes out? I get asked this all the time. No. Or at least not until after I reviewed it. If you had the opportunity to be cast as one character in the MCU, in the next MCU Spider-Man movie, who would it be and why? Jeez, I don't know. I mean, I don't fashion myself a very talented actor. I could probably do some voice stuff. I don't really look like a Hollywood kind of guy. I mean, I'm not like chubby or anything, but just I'm not ugly. I'm just not Hollywood pretty. I don't think they would have me. Xavier, would you like more Batman fan art? I wouldn't mind. I like fan art of all types. It's just, well, whatever's cool by me. Will you divide this and PS1 into a pair of Let's Play series? I don't really see the point. You could just go watch the thing. I was planning on playing this for about 2 hours and then cutting it off as part 1, and then maybe tomorrow doing a part 2 if I have time.
What's happening back there? We got directed over here and then the radio's died. They keep playing this damn tune over and over.
Joker's in control of the island. He's responsible for sending you over here.
How did he get out? I mean,
I'm surprised Joker didn't send them all into like some kind of giant meat grinder that he had the Riddler build like prior, like just like the floor opens up and they all just start falling in.
Any help?
No, you and your men are safer here.
Do I like Ezra Miller as the Flash? I don't know if I have the authority really to say whether or not he'd be a good Flash, since I don't read any Flash comics. But from what I've seen of him so far, I don't mind him. He seems alright. He's kind of a goofy stoner sort of type, and seeing interviews with him is really hilarious because he has a hard time stringing a sentence together. But he can read his lines pretty well.
I'm outside the Arkham mansion. Harley Quinn probably triggered the alarm. If she's still
Hey, Spider-Man, please don't post spoilers in the chat for comics. Yes, I did read that one actually. Spectacular Spider-Man number 6. Read it yesterday. I even tweeted about it. Other people might not have seen it in the chat yet, so be a little bit more careful about spoilers. Xavier, if you can pick a comic book into a movie, what would it be? I'd want a Moon Knight movie. Really bad. Moon Knight's so cool, and no one ever gives him any kind of appreciation. Who would I cast as Moon Knight? I don't know, is James McAvoy busy? He could probably get in really good shape. I'm just gonna... What do I do again? Hold on. There we go. Now I won't get shot. It'd be really funny if I landed on the barrels and they all just came tumbling over, making a shitload of noise. Xavier, do you like Spider-Man, the new animated series, the 3D one? Yes, I do. I think it was really cool. I just wish that it had gotten more episodes and didn't end on a really horrible cliffhanger. How about a Moon Knight Netflix show? I don't know. I feel like maybe Netflix shows... They'd start to feel a little bit samey after a while if they did a Moon Knight one. They'd have to do something very special about it to make it stand out. Although, like, if they did, like, a network show and then, like, kind of handled it the way they handled Legion, where it's a little bit abstract and talking and playing is really hard. Really abstract and lots of, like, weird reality warping stuff, it would be pretty cool. Wow, that was a cool move. I think I'm getting the hang of this again. Nah, oh my god. Every time I say I'm doing good, I stop doing good. The second. Oh my god. Who's your favorite voice actor for Spider-Man besides Josh Keaton? Or do you mean in general?
In the trunk of the Batmobile. I may need it.
Hey, Skulla X. Don't worry, you're not late. We're still on. We're gonna keep on trucking for another hour here, probably. Xavier, which is better, Spectacular or 90s Spider-Man, and why? And take out the aspects of the 90s Spidey not punching anything. I mean, I like that the 90s one was a little bit more comic accurate, but there's certain parts of it that just felt way too cheesy to me.
There's a supply of
I don't know. I prefer Spectacular still. It just felt too perfect, you know? I like that the storyline was able to run from one issue to the next. Oh yeah, I gotta go to the trunk. Not one issue. What am I talking about? This is so weird, just having to talk when nobody else is in the room, but still you're talking to 153 people. Hold on. Please answer, Happy Annihilator. I'm afraid I missed your question because I was looking at the game. Oh, did I see the video of Evan Falarka challenging me for the Spider-Man 3 swinging thing? Yes, I'm well aware that that review I could have done better. That was a big goof on me. That was probably my least favorite review I've ever done is the Spider-Man 3 thing. Is because I screwed up with the complaining about the web swinging. Because I'd only played the game one time by that point. And I just was having such a bad time that I didn't want to pay a whole lot of attention to it. So I missed the part of the tutorial that explained how to gain more altitude while swinging. And I complained in the review that you don't get altitude very easily. I still think the game is garbage, but I will submit that I fucked that up, and that was my fault. Xavier, would I want to be a Beyond Batman Beyond Terry McGinnis game? Yes, that would be pretty cool. I kind of hope Rocksteady does that next, if they're gonna not do more Batman stuff. Or Batman current stuff. Hey! Stop foreshadowing the ending of the game, you guys. What exactly are you, like, nailing down? I feel like you're just hitting a piece of wood with a hammer, sir. What are you doing?
Joker here. Let me remind all new
Do you think Mark Hamill would make a good live-action Joker? He'd have... Okay, Joker is a very skinny guy, and even though Mark Hamill's in a lot better shape than he was 10 years ago, he'd have to slim down a lot. But, you know, he'd at least have the voice on lockdown. He'd also be an older Joker, for sure, because he's like, what, 60? There's a Batman Beyond game on PS1. It's terrible. Oh, yeah, that's kind of... The general rule is any Batman game before, like, 2005 is most likely terrible. Hold on, sir. I just wanted to just ask you a question. How does this glove smell? Does it smell like chloroform? Still? Okay, jeez. I've washed my hands several times. It's just not coming out. Hold on. What if Batman's doing like the cutesy boyfriend thing where he puts his hand over this guy's face and goes, "Guess who?" Oh no, he hit it. Oh god, that was way more violent. Willem Dafoe is Joker. Yeah, I could see that. That would be cool. Again, you'd have to go for an older Joker, but then, you know, the whole point of Ben Affleck's Batman is he's supposed to be a little bit up there in his age, so it probably wouldn't be too weird.
Batman, what's going on? The crazies are moving.
How would you compare EMH to Wolverine in the X-Men's animation?
He's trying to take over the island.
Do you mean like in terms of animation? They looked kind of similar. I thought it was weird how everyone in Wolverine and the X-Men had really bulky ankles.
Torn apart. Throw it in the water.
How would you write Skip Westcott into a good Spider-Man movie? I would not, because that's horrible. I'm not a bad person. I mean, I skirt the line, but I feel like I'm not that terrible. Willem Dafoe is such an obvious choice, too. Yeah. Xavier, would you want a Clone Saga movie? I think the Clone Saga could be pretty damn cool if done right. Because a lot of people don't ever give, like, the storytelling aspect of Clone Saga, like a... You know, if you try and analyze it deeper than just, here's a bunch of dumb bullshit that happened, I do think that there is some merit to it. Because, oh my god. Hold on, let me focus on this fight before I actually praise the Clone Saga, because that's not an easy thing to do. Okay, I'm doing okay so far. Oh, shit! I killed that guy! He died! Did I win? Where did he go? Oh my god, is he like that game show contestant that fell behind the obstacle course and they never found him? Oh my god! Is he down here? Where did he fall? Everyone saw that, right? Am I crazy? Guys! That guy fell! I murdered him! I murdered 2 guys! Oh no! My bat conscience! Xavier, would you like a spectacular... Or would you do a spectacular Spider-Man series review? I don't know. What would I say about it that you don't already know? I mean, yeah, it's great. Here, let's go in here because there's an additional cutscene. Do I think Ben Affleck is doing a good job as Batman? I wish he had a better script to read from, but I think so. I think he's an alright choice. Hey, what's up?
Hey, scram, bats! This is my me time.
Where's Gordon?
Wouldn't you like to
Over
know?
here.
Shut up!
Ah, you crazy bitch. Harley!
You know, Gordon, is there something wrong with your voice? Normally, you sound like Mike Ehrmantraut from Breaking Bad. Why do you sound so different this time around? Hey, Xavier, back to Clone Saga. Okay, so, I want that interview tape! The Clone Saga, was an interesting addition to the Spider-Man lore, in my opinion, because it showcased the idea of what if Spider-Man became really jaded and depressed, and, like, lost his sense of hope and his sense of humor, everything that made him more lighthearted. What if he just was faced with so many dark things that he lost that innocence as a hero? So you get that storyline where Joker and Chameleon work together to make Peter think his parents came back to life, even though they didn't, just purely to screw with him. And that's pretty messed up with them. But then Peter kind of, like, he gets pretty down on himself after that one happens. But then the shock of finding out that those two people were imposters puts Aunt May in the hospital, right? Like, almost for good. Like, she's, like, really, really doomed this time. So, Spider-Man kind of goes nuts because everything in his life seemed to be going really great for a little while, even things with, like, MJ. And then him and her started having problems because, you know, he started getting more and more crazy, so she left. So, he became kind of this jaded, depressed psycho who runs around calling himself the Spider. He doesn't wear his he doesn't take his costume off except to, like, shower. He only goes home to eat and sleep, and then spends the rest of his time outside swinging around bashing people's faces in. Like, he still doesn't break his killing rule, but he's kind of gone off the deep end and is acting more Punisher-y than usual. So it's like, it shows Spider-Man losing himself. And what Ben Reilly represents more than just a dumb idea is because he shows back up. And Ben Reilly represents what Spider-Man was like 5 years ago in terms of the story. Because Ben Reilly was created 5 years prior. In reality, it was like something like 12 years prior in a storyline that introduced the Jackal. In which, you know, Spider-Man had to fight a clone of himself, and then he thought he died, and then had to get rid of the body, but he was wrong. But anyway, Ben Reilly represents sort of this innocence that Spider-Man had now lost, and, okay, let's see if I can get to this guy in time to, why is the glide thing not working? Oh my god. Whatever, that works still. Alright, but, he shows up, and he's, you know, he's Spider-Man without a lot of the baggage. He's, you know, certainly has a lot of the memories prior to, Ben Reilly has a lot of the memories prior to him being, you know, cloned, but for the most part, he hasn't really experienced a lot of really terrible things. He's just been kind of having to struggle with the concept of being not a real person. But he's not like a really depressed, crazy psychopath. He's kind of an okay guy, and he even handles things differently from Peter in an interesting way. Like, for example, Ben Reilly is like, man, how is Venom still running around and Spider-Man hasn't, like, stopped him? I should actually, like, do it once and for all. So he, you know, despite having a lot less combat experience, ends up beating Venom in a one-on-one fight, and that was cool. Because he invented, like, a new type of web shooter to do it. But basically, when Peter and Ben start interacting, Peter immediately beats the shit out of him, screaming, "I hate Peter Parker," because he's a crazy person, and, like, almost kills him. But then later, they start talking, and Ben Reilly goes, "If you hate your life so much, I will gladly take it, because being a fake person is kind of shitty." And, you know, that's an interesting note, is that Peter Parker complains about his life all the time. But what does that mean to someone who is, like, a weird kind of not Peter Parker, like a shadow of his existence? Ben would totally want to deal with all the same problems. Did I get two guys with that, or no? Okay. Ben Reilly would love to have the kind of problems Peter Parker has, other than, you know, instead of dealing with the whole "I'm not a real person" thing. So it kind of humbles Peter in a way, where he has to think about, oh geez, I thought I could sneak up on him. Pardon me, everyone. I'm just gonna hop over this ledge. The ragdoll in this game is amazing. Ben Reilly reminds Peter Parker of the best parts of himself and how other people see him. This kind of childlike wonder and this sort of steadfast, I'll never give up on what I believe in kind of thing that makes him so inspiring. And Ben Reilly, in a sense, teaches Peter Parker how to be himself again by being an exact copy of himself before he became an asshole. And I think that stuff is cool. If you strip down the story to that basic idea, it's a really cool idea. You don't need all this extra complication of, like, which clone is which, you know, is Ben Reilly the real Peter Parker and Peter is not? You know, then there's also the pregnancy that doesn't work out with MJ. All that stuff is unnecessary. Oh my god, I just want to climb over the ledge. Why does it... Oh, he did the stupid front flip thing. I'm so mad. Okay, I'll just hide under this floor. Great. See you in a sec, everyone. Okay. Hey! Chronicle of Arkham. Kane Parker is kind of cool. It's just like a... Well, he almost fits in as like an extra version of that. Like, what if Peter Parker went even further down the line and just kept being an asshole and then didn't fix his behavior? Like, what if he just had no responsibility and no sense of right and wrong? He just did what felt best for himself? Because Kane became like a serial killer for a little while and like a mercenary and all kinds of bad stuff. So he can fit into the story. You don't have to cut Kane out. I think the part that really killed that story was trying to introduce the concept of Peter being a clone and Ben being the real one. Because that contradicts so much logic, and it's such a... You have to do so many narrative gymnastics to make it make sense. So, I think the Clone Saga would make a cool movie if you took out that part where they tried to make it all ambiguous and be like, is he or isn't he? Oh, that's a different part of the floor. Damn, I thought that was this one. Well, I can still probably just, like, sneak up behind this guy and, come closer so I can grab you and choke you out. Okay, thank you. Xavier, are you telling me Spider-Side wasn't the greatest? Oh no, man, Spider-Side was the best idea. He's just such a great... Oh my god. See, this is what happens when you bring up Spider-Side. How do you feel about the route Marvel Comics is going down? I don't know. You made me very tired and sad by asking that question. Like I was having a really great night, and then you asked me how I feel about current Marvel Comics.
Why does he need the doctors?
It's not going great. Hey, look, I turned on detective mode without throwing a batarang first. Gonna do the thing. It's gonna be so cool. Wait, did I buy that upgrade? Okay, I did. Xavier, how do you feel about Miles' 616 counterpart in Spider-Man 2? I haven't read all the way through Spider-Man 2. I've only read up to the 3rd issue, I think. Spider-Man 1 is really good. Spider-Man 2 is infuriating because I feel like Bendis is at the point where he's flat out forgotten how to tell a story over the course of multiple issues. Because for the first 2 issues, no new information is gained, and the reveal of what the alternate universe Miles Morales is like is super underwhelming. Like, he flubbed both the, you know, concept of, like, giving more information every scene. It felt like there were several scenes in there that were just, like, characters talking, but not really getting anything across that was useful. The big reveal at the end of the first issue was really annoying because it was just so underwhelming. Like, I feel like it didn't need to be there. Like, it could have been way later and have more impact. It just... Ugh. Can I scoot through here? Holy shit, I can. I thought my giant, wide bat shoulders wouldn't allow me. I'm gonna put a trap here. Hey, guys. I said the word trap. Now everyone can go on a whole rant about that one thing. Xavier, get them in the poles. The what? Sorry I'm late, I just got back from Ragnarok. Oh, cool. Hey, how you doing, man? What's up? Why is someone yelling at someone named Megatron? Xavier, what do you think of the new Venom film that'll underperform at the box office and get terrible reviews and be rebooted over and over until they sell the rights to Marvel Studios? Well, you know, I feel like it'll underperform at the box office and get really terrible reviews and probably be rebooted over and over until they just sell the rights to Marvel, is what I think will happen to it. Trap Room! Oh, you watched that video with... Oh, that's great! I like to rile up the criminals sometimes by throwing a batarang at their nether regions. Get them real mad. Oh, hold on. Can I do this? I'm gonna do this thing. I'm gonna do it. Are you gonna watch all of Beware the Batman? I will when I can get a way to watch it. Oh my god, so many explosions! Quickly, run up the stairs and go solve the problem, big, strong criminal man. There we go, now I did it. Movie Man Mad Production says I'm dead on the inside. Yeah, I know how that feels, man. Thoughts on the Black Panther trailer? Are you excited? I don't know, I'm kind of... I'm at the point where I'm just a little bit bored with MCU movies. Like, am I like some kind of weird, terrible person just because, like, I'm not that excited for them anymore? They all kind of feel the same. The action scenes are kind of underwhelming. I'm just not that into it. I mean, I wasn't even sure if I was going to see Thor Ragnarok, but a lot of people at school have been telling me that it ain't terrible, so I don't know.
And finally 3 legs. A human being. As a baby, it crawls on 4 legs. As an adult, it walks on 2. And in later years, it uses a cane.
You know, I feel like the Riddler, if he wanted to, you know, express his intelligence a little more, he could have gone for some more highbrow humor than dead baby jokes. He could have probably just Googled this one. You're a terrible person, but it's not the MCU thing. Yeah, fair. That's true. I'm excited for the Hellboy reboot. Oh, you know, after they talked about how they cast David Harbour in that role. By the way, you know, I've always had some questions about this. Why is this in this office?
Batman, over here.
Who did this and why? I mean, this is a mental hospital. What's the point of this? Why on earth would anyone
over here
do this? This is horrible.
Batman.
Why? Hold it. Shut up. You down there. I'm busy. If you can give me an explanation for this, I'll help you. Who did this and why? Why is this a thing that's happening?
Please, over here.
No, over here. I'm looking right at. Get over here. Why are you just standing there? Oh my god. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Is it alright? There's no prompt, it just activates when you stand in a certain part.
Armed thugs burst into the room and took us hostage.
Well, I know it's an unused character's head, but why?
Someone into the elevator. I couldn't tell who it was.
They obviously didn't want.
How is that an Easter egg? It's so lore-breaking and weird. No hospital should ever have a severed head. That's something out of, like, Outlast. These are supposed to be, like, good people I'm helping. This doctor isn't supposed to be like a serial killer. These are supposed to be civilians.
Okay, stay here. I'll find
This nurse voiced by Steve Bloom.
I never really believed he existed.
I'll get you out of there. We're gonna be okay.
Like what? Why? All right, let's go check out that Killer Croc thing. Nice.
You are performing just below my predicted expectations. At this rate, you'll never...
Oh yeah, I get that a lot. What, is Riddler one of my subscribers? Yeah, man, he was thorough. A lot for a T game. I'm kind of surprised it took all the way to the third one for it to just finally be classified as M. Anyway, what was I doing again? Oh yeah, I gotta rescue the doctors. I kind of like to imagine that some of the things that I'm saying Batman says out loud, like, what was I doing again? Which do you prefer, CEO Peter Parker or high school Peter Parker? I prefer post-college working a job that's not terrible Peter Parker. I liked when he was a school teacher. I felt that was very fitting for him. You know? Like, he could pay his bills. He had a wife. He acted like an adult instead of some kind of weird, deranged man-child. Man, look at those cape physics. Isn't that something? And I'll throw you over there. And end by punching you in the crotch. Ha-ha! Isn't that a little weird that Batman sits on this dude's head? Like, just gives him a face full of bat ass and then just punches him as hard as he can in the crotch. It's a little bit weird, Bruce. Then again, you know, Bruce has got some problems. I mean, have you seen the way he dresses? You know, I'm excited for the Hellboy reboot, because I thought Hellboy 2, The Golden Army, was poop. It was boring and lame, and I didn't like it that much. But the first one was great, probably one of the best superhero movies of all time, just because it was able to introduce such a bizarro concept with such finesse without doing it in an annoying way. Pardon me, Doctor, I just need to get this trophy. Alright. I think they cast a great guy for the reboot, David Harbour. I mean, it didn't quite dawn on me just like watching his stuff before, but all throughout Stranger Things 2, every time he did anything, all I could do was just imagine, what if he was Hellboy? His voice sounds really good for Hellboy. He has the right face for it, just like the shape of his head. He's about the right size. I could totally imagine some of the things he's saying as like Hellboy lines. How did you not get crushed to death by falling debris? Shouldn't this have there's a corpse behind you and you're standing like ankle deep in rocks. How did none of that hit you?
What's going
Bizarro's better hero than the Injustice Superman, yeah.
Is it true the Joker escaped?
My dad thinks Daredevil is satanic. Well, you should tell him that he's actually probably one of the most religious superheroes out there. He's like super Catholic. Hey, Xavier, what's the deal with Contest of Slashers? Well, in what context? Like, is it still coming out? If so, yes. You know who you don't ever hear in voice acting anymore? Cree Summer. I feel like I don't hear her anymore.
I rescued you first, and now I'll search the
I think it's for the best. She was one of those voice actresses where every time she talked in anything, all I heard was number 5 from Kids Next Door.
There is still more medical staff.
I have this really bad problem with voice actors where if I remember something else they've been in, that's all I can hear when they talk. So it just takes me out of the story. I'm gonna get all of these Joker teeth things. Alright. Ow! Ow, my cat just decided to scratch my leg. Ow! You see, the reason why is because I still have a hole in my jeans from that time I had that freak out on the driveway about Amy Pascal. I ripped a giant hole in my pants in the knee area, and it's still got strings hanging out. And my cat occasionally runs over and just decides to go play with it. Very painful. Sure are a lot of dead folks in this here hospital. Can we get another turkey sandwich video? I don't know. That first one was hard to film. Did the battering thing again. Very upset with myself.
Croc got free and chowed down on Cash's hand.
How do I... There we go.
knows the stories of the various so-called super criminals who've been
Ah, I thought I had enough time. Okay. Damn you, Amy Pascal, damn you. Yeah, it was that. It was that thing. Like how Mac from Foster's Home was, yeah, I remember that. He was, Spider-Man in the other thing. I think, Josh Keaton was able to not bug me about it during Splatterhouse because it was such a different character from Peter Parker. And he was just talking so differently. Like, the character in Splatterhouse just cusses constantly. So it was hard to hear Spider-Man in that because, like, you don't hear Spider-Man telling someone to shut the fuck up constantly. So it was kind of fun. A good Spider-Man movie idea, what would it be? Kraven's Last Hunt. Yeah, that would be cool. I remember they were trying to do that for Amazing Spider-Man 3, or they thought about it. I think part of the reason Kraven's Last Hunt works is because, like, there's a reason why Kraven goes absolutely insane first, because there's, like, years and years of him trying to catch Spider-Man and not being able to do it. It kind of falls a little bit on its face if it's the first time these two characters meet. You know, like he's just some crazy guy who kidnapped Spider-Man. If they had some history together, it'd be better. What do I think of Henry Cavill Superman? I think he's great. He has a great voice for Superman. Whenever he talks, he sounds kind of like Tim Daly or the other guy. I think I killed that guy, actually.
Can't let that man die. I have to clear the room of toxin as quickly as possible.
Well, I can't let him die, but, you know, no one says I have to save him. You know, I'm Batman. I have the option to just say, I'm not gonna kill you, but I don't have to save you, and then just leave the train. You know, I'm allowed to do that. That doesn't count as murder. But anyway, Henry Cavill, I think he's a good Superman. He looks like him. He sounds like him. He's got some good on-screen charisma. I think that he could use some better script writing, along with a lot of... Here's the thing. I'm not mad at a lot of the casting in the DCEU. I think Joker is the only one that really bugs me. Everyone else, I think, fits their roles pretty well. Well, maybe not Deadshot. That... very clearly tried to make him more of an important character than he actually should have been. Because they're like, whoa, we got big-name Bruce Willis. Will Smith. Wow, those are very different actors. How did I get those mixed up? But anyway, they got Will Smith to play him, and they're like, well, it's, you know, we can't have him have, like, 3 lines in the movie. You don't cast Will Smith and then not use him. What would you want Daredevil... Okay. GodzillaMendoza, would you want Daredevil as a mentor for the next Spider-Man sequel in the MCU? Maybe as a teacher for Peter, or fighting and learning his spider sense? I just want them to interact at all. I mean, I kind of like the... I think Spider-Man doesn't need that many mentors. I'm kind of tired of them constantly trying to give him a dumb father-son relationship with other superheroes. Just stop trying to do the surrogate father thing. Just let him be his own man. Let him be his own guy. He doesn't need to give a shit what Iron Man thinks. There's teeth around here. I hear them. I need to find them. Yeah, him and Daredevil are friends. They're buddies. I like that better. Okay, there we go. Hey, what's up? How you doing, guy from that one comic book? Xavier, am I the only one that thinks Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man has aged terribly to the point where his performance is bad? I don't know. I don't think it was bad. Oh, I mean, it's been a long time since I watched those movies, so maybe I should check it out, but I don't think it's bad. What did this guy land on to get at this angle? Whoops, did the thing again. Are you dead? Oh, my attempt to be murder Batman didn't work. Hey guys, everyone. Look, I'm written by Zack Snyder. Oh, I killed this innocent man with this batarang. It's actually just a throwing star. I threw it at his throat and he's dead. Zack Snyder. Killing everyone. I'm gonna brand him so when he gets into prison, he'll get killed immediately, even though that was ripped off from Moon Knight. Xavier, do you think Dan Slott will ever leave Spider-Man, like, ever? Well, one could hope that eventually he'd just get, like, tired of it and then, like, retire, but I kind of feel like he won't because he's stubborn and he thinks he's very pretentious, so he thinks he's a lot better at writing this stuff than he is. And he's like, why would I ever want to leave? My stories haven't declined in quality. They're better than they ever were. If you ask me, he should have stopped at Spider-Verse, because I was not a big fan of Spider-Verse, but other people liked it. It's not necessarily always about what I like, but if other people enjoyed Spider-Verse, then sure, whatever. Ah, jeez, I'm totally turned around now. I have to look at the map again. It's in here. Okay, all right. That's all I needed. Thank you. You don't have to turn my head for me to go look there. Let's just go down this way. Is there another trophy in here that I'm missing, or no? Okay. Do you like Spider-Man PS4 White Spider? I mean, I don't mind it. If you're gonna do another version of Spider-Man's costume, that's the way to do it. Oh, look. Hush. References. Gee, I wonder what's gonna happen when I walk to the other side of this room.
Don't speak. You're safe now.
What kind of thing is this a thing that exists in real life? This contraption for surgery? Who built this? Does this exist? In this film, Rob Snyder is a Snapler. In this other one, he's a cookie. Ow.
Don't let him hit you, you idiot!
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna start getting good at the combat again. I'm not doing terrible so far. Except for those times I get hit, but those didn't happen. Those were hallucination. Damn it! Okay, sir. You are getting severely teabagged after this fight is over. I don't care if it's childish. No one's watching except Joker, and he encourages that kind of behavior.
What are you waiting for? April Fool's Day?
I wonder what would happen if Batman just started doing something really bizarre and childish and stupid, and then Joker was like there and was like, hey, that's pretty cool. And just started like egging him on, like, yeah, keep going, dude. Xavier, thoughts on Dark Knight Returns 3, The Master Race? I haven't gotten past the first Dark Knight story. I thought it was good, but then everyone kept telling me that Frank Miller started to lose his shit. Although, speaking of Frank Miller, I have been reading some of the Wolverine books that he drew. He was a lot better at comic art in the 80s. In that first Wolverine, like, 4-issue series, I was like, man, they should totally make this into a movie. And then I realized, oh wait, they did. It was called The Wolverine. And I was surprised how many scenes they just took straight for it. Like that part where he fights a bear and then goes, oh boy, some douchebag hunter gave this bear a poisoned arrow. And then he goes and finds him and beats him up in a bar. They used that scene. That was cool. I didn't like that Silver Samurai, instead of just being like a normal guy, was instead converted into a giant crazy Iron Man robot. I feel like Iron Man kind of ruined supervillains for a short time because they decided that every supervillain needs to look like Iron Man. Shredder is running around in a robot suit, Rhino is running around in a robot suit, Silver Samurai is in a robot suit. Because it's like an easy way to have a guy in a suit not necessarily just be like silly looking, is you just make him look like he's an Iron Man robot. The new Spider-Man TV show sucks. Yeah, well, yeah. I saw one episode. How do I send you some fan art and stuff I've done? Well, you can send it on my Discord server, which I believe is in the description. Probably. Yeah, it is. You can also send it to my Twitter. People send me fan art on there all the time. Those are the two best ways.
Doctor. The island's a war zone. You won't stand a chance.
It's my life's work. You really don't have the authority to.
I'll get her there, Batman. You ask me.
Frank Miller used to be great, but then after his masterwork of Sin City, he went off the deep end. Well, you know, some of it I think is
Cash, take Dr. Young.
I don't want to sound like a young punk going, well, he turned old, so he went crazy, but some of it I gotta start to wonder has something to do with his age. I mean, he hit a certain point, and then it just seemed like everything started to take a hit. But again, he's also very sick. You have to keep in mind, he's like, I can't remember what he has specifically, but there's something that prevents him from being able to draw as well as he used to. I think it's like Parkinson's or something of that nature. Something pretty rough. Oh my god! I was just trying to do the thing. How did you turn around so fast? I'll just hop over this ledge and... Oh my god! Okay, the way that happened, it looked like he landed and just broke his ankle. I want a Batman story where he acts like how the players of the Arkham games play. So he's super obsessed with solving Riddler puzzles that have nothing to do with the main problem at the story.
Did you find
That'd be great.
Are they okay?
Yes, they're safe now.
Batman, we've got another problem.
I need to get
Hey
back
Xavier,
to
how do we donate?
all my research notes.
Well, you can donate through my Patreon, which is linked in the description. There's also... Oh, Dane, page 5, I'm so excited. There's also a way to donate through a live stream, which I've never done before because I don't really have money. But other people have been doing it all night, and I'm pretty happy. They're very nice people. Thanks everyone who's donated so far. You're all great people. I appreciate all of yous.
Everyone else go to the observation room. Barricade
At the
yourself.
very end, I'll give you all a big shout out. Alright. I'm gonna try and stealth this without getting seen and or hurt. I think I can do it. I'm gonna attempt to turn on detective mode without throwing a batarang. Ready?
What hospital is this?
Okay.
Like a torture room.
That's step 1 of 7 completed. So far so good. Oh, come on! Ah! Man, I almost fell into that vent after I died. Why did you pick your YouTube name? I've told this story a couple of times. While my mom was pregnant with me, and she was trying to, like, you know, spitball names with my dad, he was like, hey, what if we named him Godzilla? And she's like, that's a terrible idea. And then it never came back, and they never talked about it again. Until I was 10, and I was like, Dad, I want to start a YouTube channel, because I love YouTube, and I want to make cartoons and stuff. And I was like, what do I have be my name? And he's like, well, you know, you could be named GodzillaMendoza, which could be like a reference joke to this thing. And then I said, sure. And then that's how that happened. Oops.
Ain't hospital supposed to be clean?
Okay, here we go. Now I'm getting it. Step 1, turn on detective mode. Yeah, it's step 1. It's the hardest part, really. Never a little, you never, don't have enough time to do a few riddles in the middle. Whoa, whoa, whoa! I didn't intend for that to rhyme. Riddles in the middle. But, you know, sometimes these things, they just turn out that way. Here, I'll just put explosive gel here for no reason. Oh my god, it would be so great if that guy came over here. Maybe I can get him to come closer by making noise. Quick, come check out this area. It'll be great. Just you over there, get over here, check it out. It'd be a really great idea if you decide to just walk over here. Just come check it out, guys. I can't afford the sonic batarang yet. Come on, it'll be great. Just take a look-see here. Plenty of noise. Go figure out what that is. What's that clanking noise? Boy, it sure is funny how I have this many batarangs. Come on, guys! Work with me here. Please? Man, these are the worst criminals ever. You know what? Their greatest crime was not giving me the attention I deserved. Whatever they ended up in prison for, that's excusable. Not paying attention to me, that is worthy of death. Okay, I'm gonna attempt to sneak up on this guy. Hello! Boy, your buddy sure has bad hearing. The sound of me hitting you in the back of the neck was really loud. Do you eat McNugget sauce? Not the one... You mean the McNugget sauce that everyone acted annoying over? No, I haven't eaten that sauce. Xavier, use your bat snacks to lure them to you. Of course! Why didn't I think of that? I could... I've got plenty of Meow Mix in my utility belt for Selena. I could have just used that. And they'd be like, hey, is this Meow Mix? Why is this here in this mental hospital? And some other guy would be like, there's a lot of weird shit in here, man. There's a jar with a severed head on the other side of the room. And then the other guy would be like, no, there's no way. That's too crazy, even for this place. And then they get into a huge argument with it. Oh, hey, my cat's here. Ow, he's doing the thing with my knee again. Please stop. Oh, I love you so much, Monkey, but you're such a bad cat. You're so evil. Step 1, turn on detective mode without throwing a batarang at the wall. Xavier, what are your thoughts on Pickle Rick? Boy, did people sure figure out how to make that annoying. Rick and Morty is the new meme pool.
Got a few more surprises in store for you. Prepare.
Xavier, how would you feel if they made a Batman Arkham live-action series? Like a TV show? That'd probably be pretty cool. I think a Batman TV show is a neat concept. Although it's kind of annoying that they're like, hey, let's do a Batman TV show, but like have every aspect of Batman except Batman himself in it. Anyone remember those I'm a Marvel and I'm a DC videos? Yes, 2D Swirl. I watched the hell out of those as a kid. I love those. That guy, it's just some random guy on YouTube, was one of the guys who inspired me to get into making YouTube videos. Would I like the Defenders in Infinity War? Why'd you have to caps lock that? Yes, I sure would. I'm not like as major characters, but at least as some kind of Easter egg, or at the very least just a small scene with them, like fighting Thanos' forces on the street, just to acknowledge they exist. You see why I zoomed in on that was not for any particular reason, other than I think actually the button to detonate those in another game is to do this. To click in the stick. What? Am I crazy? Is there a game where you detonate those by clicking in one of the sticks? I really feel like there is. God, what am I getting these controls mixed up with that's messing me up so bad? You're gonna hear me get killed by my cat, and the stream will just be an awkward silence. Yeah, I could see that happening. Boy, my knee just looks like Deadpool's face right now. It's just so clawed up. He's been doing it all day. I should probably like do more than just push him off and go ow. Oh no, we have to save Mike Ehrmantraut. In Arkham Knight, it detonates with a stick. Okay, I'm getting Arkham Knight's controls and also Arkham Origins controls very mixed up with this game. I'm having a real hard time. Would you prefer the Batman v Superman fight or Captain America and Bucky versus Iron Man? I don't know. I like the Batman v Superman fight, although I think it could have ended a little better. Oh no! Where are his glasses? He can't see without his glasses.
I'm sorry, Jim.
You know, if If I have the reaction to the Bomb Squad thing that I do, how do you think the Rick and Morty guys feel about Pickle Rick? I bet they hate it. Like, they'll pretend they aren't annoyed by it in interviews, just so they don't, like, piss off their fan base, because Rick and Morty fans can be very themselves, but I bet they hate it.
Barbara, are you
What is this thing on the floor? Is this a fluorescent light fixture that fell down, or a vent, or what is that? What's with all these, like, chains and shit? Why do I have Luther Strode eyes? Left 4 Dead retrospective? It'd be rather short. There's 2 games. In this one, the group is these characters, and the gameplay is like this. But in the second one, the gameplay is like slightly different, and these characters are there. Oh boy, that's a lot of bug stomping sounds. Does anyone remember the old days when G4 used to play all kinds of video game stuff? I remember they did this thing called First 15 that I really liked, where they would play the first 15 minutes of most games, just to like give you like a here's what it looks like. But they couldn't do the first 15 minutes of this game because most of that is just walking around and no combat. So they chose this section instead. Oh God. This is what I hear whenever I take my headphones off. I feel like something doesn't want me here, but I can't figure out why I'm getting that feeling right now. You know, for some reason I feel like I shouldn't be in this room. You know, just as well. I could probably just come back later. Like right now, for example. This room seems a lot less schizophrenic-y now than when I entered it a second ago. I also don't remember this room leading back to itself. That's a little strange.
Father, you should have stood up.
Oh my God! It's Negan from Walking Dead! Favorite Halo game? Either Halo 3 or Halo Reach. Oh my God, it's Maggie from Walking Dead! Hey guys, do you know who this is? Everyone, who is this? Who's this character right here? It's Martha. Anyway, I'm gonna go over here. Oh, that's so stupid. So that's what Robert Downey Jr. went after Iron Man 3. Yeah, kinda. Favorite DC character, hero, or villain? I really like Mr. Miracle. I've been reading some of Jack Kirby's old Mr. Miracle comics from the late 70s, and those are really cool. Like, super-powered escape artist slash, like, guy who escaped from Darkseid's apocalypse planet. It's cool. Martha! Why did you say that name? Oh no, it's the main character of 28 Days Later!
You're in my world now.
It wasn't really a jump scare because, like, you see him and then he pops out. Man, this is such a ripoff of the Mysterio boss fight from Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions. It's basically exactly like this. Also, Evil Within 2, which I just got done playing yesterday, had a scene almost identical to this. Except you were hiding from the view of a camera. Oh my God, I'm Scarecrow! Why am I scared of myself? Scarecrow has bad self-esteem. Alrighty then, I'm just gonna go over here and I'm just gonna... Hey Batman, you know, you don't have to make it a bat symbol every time. I mean, I know it's like cute and stuff, and it's like silly, but you don't have to. You could just make a big blob. Scarecrow, could you not look over here? Nothing to see here, man. Nothing of value over this way. Okay. Just gonna... Whoops. Uh-oh. Oh my god, how did he not see me? Boy, that was like the best flub ever because I got away with it. I like Cillian Murphy as well, if that's how you pronounce his name. Someone's gonna correct me and say it's Killian. Alright. Riddle solved. Yeah, I can hear you. I just solved the riddle.
What happened?
Did you know your dad died, but only in my hallucination?
Have you found my dad?
I'm fine. Had a little run-in with Scarecrow. Slowed me down. I'll get back to you in a bit.
Okay, well, on to the next boss fight. This single section of the game is so bizarre because it just packs in so much stuff in the course of 15 minutes. Alright, you go straight from an encounter with Scarecrow right into the next guy, which, I don't know, I mean, can I spoil stuff in this game? Does anyone care? Is there anyone who hasn't played this? I appreciate that they took the time to animate this guy on the other side of the door, even though they didn't have to do that. A lead pipe? I love those. Oh, okay. Hold on, could you just give me a second? Okay, here we go. What's your opinion on the females clone saga? The female and clone and the clone, whatever. Well, I mean, Ultimate Universe Jessica Drew, I mean, she's alright. She's just a girl clone of Peter. I feel like Bendis didn't really know what to do with that character after introducing her, so she just kind of bounced around from one thing to the next and ended up not getting really used for anything. Spidey7, I apologize. Ask your question one last time and I'll actually look at the chat. Here, I'll stop the whole game. I'll set down the controller. Ask your question. Do you think it's tiring to see a lot of humor in the MCU movies? I mean, Spider-Man makes sense, but Thor 3 basically needed a win. I'm a little tired of the sense of humor in the MCU. It's... You know, I could pick up this secrets map, but I don't need it. I'm an MLG Batman player. I mean, you guys have seen how well this no-death speedrun on hardest difficulty is going so far. Basically the best ever at this game. Smash or pass Harley Quinn? Why not both? Would you prefer the 50 Cent or Deadpool games to the annual series? What? Or, oh, to be annual series. There's a 50 Cent series? What? I remember there's 50 Cent, Blood on the Sand or some shit that was like some vanity video game project where the rapper 50 Cent was running around, like, invading the Middle East for some reason. Part of me is dreading having to play Spider-Man PS4 because of how much I suck. Oh boy, I know how you feel with that. Xavier, go back and pick it up. Don't kid yourself. Yeah. If there's one thing I'm good at in this game, it's finding the stupid Riddler trophies. Martha! Yeah, Martha sure is a thing that exists. Unfortunately. I'm doing pretty good with this one. I'm gonna turn my head and there's gonna be a guy right there that's gonna shoot me in the nethers. You there, sir. Do not turn around. That is my only request. Okay, thank you. You know, Harley Quinn sure is, like, just a little bit not vigilant right now. She could just take a peek out the window and see everyone's laying on the ground unconscious. She could have probably actively seen me strangling a dude. You know, the best way to be a security guard is to stare directly at the thing you're trying to protect and nowhere else. Who is better, Renegade Spider-Man or Bomb Squad? Aren't they the same thing? Watch it before you judge, considering you say basically it's a comedy, me Thor. You see, I don't know. I'm just worried about Thor 3. I'm really worried I'm not gonna enjoy it. Just like I'm having that fear of with like every Marvel movie lately. Like I legitimately considered not seeing Homecoming in the theater. That's how bad it's getting. I'm that bored with these movies now. There's an interview tape in here. Hold on.
Never mind that. Get behind me now. Bane.
Well, Batman, you could probably hack into it. Bane, those clothes are way too big for you. You look silly.
Who did this to you?
Dr. Young, the Bruja. She drained the venom from my blood.
Smash or pass Ben Reilly? Oh, definitely smash. Only if the hoodie is involved.
How do you like my puppet? What say we cut him down?
It's weird how Bane in this game seems to be like a completely different character for Bane in Arkham Origins. Playing these games chronologically just doesn't work. Arkham Origins does not lead into this game well enough. I mean, it works fine on its own, but as a prequel to this, it's just weird. Like, it works better as a prequel to Arkham City, bizarrely enough. Jim Gordon regenerates with every Batman Arkham game because he looks different in every single one of them. Yeah, pretty much. He's kind of like the Doctor. Alright, hold on. Let's see if I can do this fight well enough. Yeah! Well, I attempted to throw a batarang and turned on detective mode. Check it out. I'm going to do this fight without taking a single bit of damage. It's going to be awesome. Everyone's going to be so proud of me. Everyone's going to be so impressed. They'll be like, wow, Xavier, you're so good at video games. We like you so much. What was that? What did he just do with his knee there? That was so silly. It was like he was like breaking a stick over his knee that didn't exist. Ow! My face! Ow! My face again! Can you just give me a second? Holy shit! Ow! Talk shit, get hit, huh? Fair enough. I brought this on myself. I'm afraid to go get near him after that last thing. I'm worried. I don't want to get close to him now because that hurts so bad. Oh, come on. That's cheating. No one said you could do that in this totally fair fist fight that we're having.
I will break you this time, Batman.
He did the knee thing again. Like, is he gesturing like I'm gonna snap you over my knee? Like, remember that time I did that thing? Oh god, I hope Azrael doesn't show up and become basically me but the Punisher again. Remember that time Azrael, Batman, and Punisher hung out and all they did was talk about how shitty they both thought Bruce Wayne was? And they were just like bestest buddies because they both loved murder so much? That's a lot of things that I can't really fight without getting hit. Oh god. Okay, I'm just gonna... Ah! My shoulder!
The bat is broken.
Ah, I did the thing. Well, that was unfortunate. If I started streaming a little bit earlier, would everyone be able to show up again tomorrow? We could probably, like, beat this game in the course of about a week. Okay, this time for real, though. The sun was in my eyes. No fair. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Time out. We gotta establish some ground rules. The safety word is Damien. Because nothing ruins the mood more than Damian Wayne. Ow. Okay, alright. Apparently, it's just gonna, this is how it's gonna be. I'm gonna have to beat this fight without getting, my magic pixel of health taken away. Batman needs to deliver more pizzas. Tomorrow's a school night. No, it isn't. Tomorrow's Sunday. Or unless you're on the other side of that international date line, that's extremely confusing. Is it Sunday for some people? Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. Alright. Let's, just one thing at a time. Maybe I can just hope that Bane takes them all out. Ah! Okay, alright. That was not. Am I the only person who's getting sick of people calling Spider-Man Iron Boy or Iron Man Jr. in Homecoming? I don't know, maybe. Beat him how Hank would beat his wife. I'm gonna do to you what Hank does to Janet, Bane. I'm gonna ignore you a lot, that's for sure. I'm gonna punch you in the nethers. Do you think the Titan formula makes everything bigger? Like, or is it like a normal steroid where it only works on, like, muscles? Bane, hold on. I have a very important question for you regarding your, you know, I mean, this might be a little below the belt, if you know what I'm saying, but, okay, here we go. Now we're doing it. Yeah, it's probably pretty late in England. In Angleland. I apologize, people who live overseas. It's very late for you. I'm surprised I'm not dead from that. He just threw like a 50-ton chunk of concrete at me. I should probably be dead. Someone throw a punch so I can... Okay, never mind. Oh. Xavier, upgrade your shit. That's a great idea! Why is Bane an idiot in these games when it's established he's a master strategist? Well, you know, this series has a real problem with boss fights. Hey everyone, I turned on detective mode when I was trying to throw batarang again. Here, let's keep doing this. Wow, TNSI donated 20 Not America dollars. I was genuinely nearly named after a sports channel because of my dad, and it's 3:50 a.m. on a Sunday here in Ireland. Aw, dude, I appreciate you being here. I know that it's probably pretty damn late, but still, it's nice having you, and I appreciate the donation. You're a swell dude. And thank you much. All donations are appreciated, everyone. Thank you so far. Thank you to everyone who's donated to the stream so far. It's great of you. You're all lovely people. Did that count as me dodging? See, the trick to fight him is to treat him like any Dark Souls enemy. Just punch him in the butt over and over. Remember that time in the Batman, when Joker injected himself with all kinds of Titan formula or Venom or whatever, so he could be like Bane, and he was like this big, and he was just running around smashing stuff. And then Batgirl beat him up, I think. Ow. Okay, hold on. Ah! You know, I hate when you try to do the ground takedown thing, but you're too far away. So Batman just does this really goofy thing. Ow! He does this really goofy thing like he's, can I dodge? Yes! Okay, alright. I got him on the ropes. I'm doing great. He does this really weird move where it looks like he's like doing some kind of jazzercise thing. You know, he does this. Look, I'm exercising. Maybe that should become like the new Batman teabag, is this weird move where he's kind of like crouching, but also like doing this pullback motion with his arm. Hold on, look at this. What is this? Can you do this and like get a decent amount of exercise from it? Oh, I was trying to dodge. Is there like a way to cancel after you're in the middle of a move? Just cause probably use it. Okay, Bane, if you could help me out here and beat up some of these guys, it would be greatly appreciated. Yeah, do that. Thank you. He's just the best. He's such a helpful guy. Wait, no, Bane, hold on! Oh. Right as I was complimenting. Xavier, you just beat the shit out of the thugs. Don't need to R1 on that. You left a penny on the floor. Yeah, that's the motion Batman's doing. Batman workout, press Y to lose weight. Well, Batman's got to work out for like 15 hours a day to stay in this kind of shape. Whoa, I did the thing again. Maybe I should just tape down the L2 button so I'll just stop pressing it. Here we go, yeah. I'm doing, hold on, I'm gonna do the thing. Why is he just laughing maniacally? I don't get it. He just smashed face first into a wall. What are you just laughing because it's so funny that you smashed your face into a wall? They never give a good enough reason for people laughing maniacally other than the Joker. You know? Sometimes it just seems so out of place. Alright, back to doing my training. Yeah. Wait, hold on! Bane, you were like the least helpful workout buddy around. Ow. Oh hey, my upgrades didn't stay. Hold on, one sec. Darth Gamer, oh, you're going to sleep? See you around, buddy. Thank you for showing up. We appreciate having you. After the stream, I recommend you check out this YouTuber called Diamond Bolt. Okay, I could try that. How big is the Incredible Hulk's dick? You know, I feel like there's a joke in Mallrats about this. But then again, that could be applied to most things. Hold on, wait. Oh god. Wait, stop doing that. Stop doing that thing that you're doing. Wow, thanks for throwing that concrete at that guy, Bane. You killed him, so I don't have to. Because I'm Batman and I don't kill people. Batman doesn't kill people. People kill people. You know, Bane, I feel like your legs are maybe a little bit disproportionate to the rest of your body. As is your head. It's kind of off-putting, really. I mean, I'm sure someone out there is into that look, but I don't know. I'm not feeling good. You know, it's weird that Bane could probably grab his entire head in his hand because of the Titan formula. Proportions on your body get all wonky with this stuff. Okay, that was helpful. Is he talking to me or the criminals? Ow. Okay, Bane, throw a piece of concrete at these guys, just so, you know, they feel bad for messing with me. If I lame it out, I can just let him beat them all up for me. Did that batarang not land, or did that hit something else? Whoop! Just gonna hop on over here. I really wish I had my, There's this ability from the other games that I really loved. Was the Bat Claw quick select thing, where you could just, in the middle of a fight, randomly tug a guy towards you with the Bat Claw and then just start wailing on him. I really like that feature, and I wish... Ow! Just let me hit you more! Stop doing the thing that you're doing! Okay, that's fair. I'm just gonna hop out of the way here. Oh my god! I didn't know he could turn. I thought he had to just go in one direction and keep with it. You were born in the darkness. But I grew up in it. So, you know, there's that. Yay! We did it! Shouldn't the batarangs cut Bane's tubes? Well, no, but the batarangs can't cut through it. It's too powerful. But Batman's pure physical strength with his hand can cut the tubes. That's totally different. Xavier, do you wish you could just cut Bane's tubes and win like Batman always does in a fight with Bane? Yeah. Who do you think would win? Joker, Heath Ledger, or Pennywise, Bill Skarsgård? Well, I mean, one of them is like a weird supernatural being, and the other one just doesn't really care. Like, I feel like it would be kind of a weird stalemate because Joker can't really be scared. Like, he doesn't give a shit. He's immune to fear toxin. Who would you rather have help you beat up Skip Westcott? Dan Slott or Zack Snyder or Dan Schneider? Well, you know, Dan Schneider, until, you know, the sexual harassment allegations come out against him in the media, he seems like the nicest of the bunch. I'm waiting any day now for the news that he did something bad. Dan Schneider. It's gonna be there any second. Check Twitter right now. There's probably news about Dan Schneider being a diddleman.
Jim, get back to the mainland. It's too dangerous here.
Bane from Origins and Bane from Asylum is like Carnage and Venom, and one is better than the other.
Radio claims he's planted.
Have I read any Stephen King books? No, but I do have a lot because my dad used to collect them, and now I just have like this whole bookshelf that's just full of them.
What does it mean?
It's Spanish for witch.
What is your opinion on the disappointment of Return to Arkham? Which one was that again?
Go through the city's computer.
Oh, the HD re-release.
I'll go through anything you
I don't know. I didn't play it. I mean, it's just the same games but with a retexture. I could just play the old ones. Like,
ahead for situations like this.
do I collect comics? Well, I try to. I mean, if it's like comics I really like, I'll try and get a physical copy, but I read a lot of mine digitally.
into that animal?
Yes,
Tails
I'm
channel?
worried.
You didn't
Venom
answer my
seems even
question.
more
Oh,
powerful
I'm
than
sorry.
usual.
What was your question?
Joker wants the Venom, and that can only be trouble.
I'm heading to Dead Man's Point in Arkham North. I'll contact you once I'm in the Batcave.
Boy, a lot of people in this game sure do end up underwater. I am buying Return to Arkham tomorrow. Oh, okay. Well, not me, the person who typed that in the chat.
Has no recorded name, alias listed as the Joker. In the room is Warden Sharp and myself, Dr. Young. This is another one of those boring sights.
Oh, wow, I can actually just keep going while it's playing? That's handy.
So, you're the famous Joker. In the flesh.
TK Tyler has a question. Go for it, man. What do you got?
The first one is a kitten I had when I was a child. The second...
Have you watched or read JoJo's Bizarre Adventure yet? No, not yet. I would like to. I have had a friend describe it to me in great detail, and it sounds awesome. But, here, just to be thorough, let's make sure there's 3 bat logos. Just so they really know, all the people who aren't going to see this, because I'm blowing up this wall. Boy, a lot of audio logs around here.
Ran through the heart of Gotham. We were
Yeah, okay, alright.
and teachers. We have been the organ, cleaning the arterial filth from the...
What do you think of Axel Alonso?
We have been its servants.
I don't know.
And still it is chosen to...
Not a fan. Kinda don't like anyone who's like really in charge of Marvel right now. I think they could all take a hike. Okay, TK Tyler, you gotta answer that question. King Arcane says he has a dumb question. Well, there are no dumb questions. Only dumb answers. And that's on me. Who would you rather have help you beat up Skip Westcott? Dan Slott, Zack Snyder, or Dan Schneider? I already answered that one.
Don't let him hit you, you idiot!
It was Dan Schneider. You know, just because, like, probably ask him questions about, like, Drake and Josh. That'd probably be it. Focusing on punching people while talking. It's hard. How does superheroes talk and punch so well? It's like tiring in a video game, but in real life I could only imagine it being very exhausting mentally. Anyway, Batman Return to Arkham is actually a substantial improvement, unlike most. You know, I don't know. I've gotten, some very mixed opinions on it. Some people say that it looks worse. Some people say it's not worth the money. I don't know. Jessica Ramon asks, can I read this comment? Do you mean comment? With an N?
Come in, sit down, take off your mask. So, Bats, I was...
Joker, I have some questions.
You really could use a friend in here. Someone to talk to.
You know, you have several of these dummies built around around the island that look like you, primarily in this area. How did you manage to get so many great duplicates of your outfit to put it in here? And like, are you just sitting around the corner setting them up and then talking into a TV? I know later this is actually just a helmet, so how does that function? You can't just cut a hole in the bottom of a TV and then put it on your head. I mean, it's not the real Joker currently, because sometimes you'll come back here. Let me show you. Sometimes you'll come back and there's like 10 of them in there. Alright, dumb fan theory time. Joker was a hallucination from the very beginning, and Batman actually has taken over the island. It's pronounced Ramon. I apologize.
You're late for your appointment. Very rude. Well, seeing as you're here now,
True.
we might as well get...
See, there's another one right here.
Tell me about your child.
Which one of you is the real Joker? Which one do I shoot?
Is that a tear I see?
Hey Xavier, what is your favorite superhero team? I like the Thunderbolts a lot. They were really cool. Like the the Daniel Way one that was launched a couple years back with Punisher, Deadpool, Red Hulk, Venom, Flash Thompson Venom, Elektra. That was just such a cool lineup for a team. Like, so many great characters all in one place. And I thought that was interesting. I'm a little sad that that series ended and then they replaced Thunderbolts with something a little bit more traditional to the original premise. Because Thunderbolts, to my knowledge, is just like basically Suicide Squad. Yeah, they're basically Suicide Squad. Oh wow, I thought I could climb up that ledge. Glub. Did I just say glub? Well, let's do a swan dive into this water and go. Ooh, a trophy! In your opinion, which superhero has the best cast of villains? It's probably a tie between Spider-Man and Batman. They both have really great villains. Oh, I forgot. I need the stupid line launcher thing to get over there. Godzilla, are you going to finish the Dead Space series? You've only got up to episode 7. Well, you know, I could probably just live stream it. Now I suck and I'm soaked. Who's here? What, huh? Oh. Hello, friends. Would you like to play... Which one of you would like to partake in a friendly game of Pinochle? How about you, sir? Care to partake? I see. You'd rather play a rousing game of fisticuffs. I must warn you, I'm rather well versed in the arts of hand-to-hand combatants. Anyway, Xavier, what's your favorite game of Batman? Probably this one. I haven't played that Batman Begins one from 2005, but I kind of wanna. Do I enjoy Marvel vs. Capcom? I've only played 2 and Infinite, because I played them at this gaming convention thing that Josh took me to, like 2 weeks ago. And those were both pretty cool. I mean, I understand why a lot of people are really pissed about Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, but it didn't seem that bad. What are these good Spider-Man villains? Most seem to be normal generic criminals with powers. Are you serious, dude? Really? I mean, you haven't read stuff with, like, Vermin. He's a pretty cool one. You know, Green Goblin is great. Basically Spider-Man's Joker. Venom is not really a villain so much anymore as he is, like, an anti-hero. I think Doc Ock has his moments. Sandman is interesting to me because he's also more of an anti-hero. Like, Sandman stopped being just a straight-up villain kind of quick and went more for, like, this, like, tragic hero who's doing bad stuff. You know, for a while, Sandman was on the Avengers. No one remembers that shit. Ow, hang on. Okay, what? Alright, everyone, it would really help me if you could just start telegraphing your moves with a blue electric lightning bolt thing on your head. That would really help me right now. If you could just start doing that, that would be great. Oh god. This bush is in the way. I can't see. I'm trying so hard to be funny right now while I'm playing, and I'm just getting my ass kicked like an idiot. I punched that guy in the crotch. I don't know what just happened there. I tried to throw a batarang, and then I just kind of, like, detective moded again. Oh, that fight was terrible. Vermin is very underrated. If you read both Kraven's Last Hunt and Child Within, both by the same author, those are great stories. Some of the darkest ones for Spidey. Child Within especially. Carnage is just kind of... I mean, he's cool. He's very cool, don't get me wrong. But in terms of actual personality, he's a little flat. Because he's just kind of just the Joker. Really. I mean, without the sense of theatrics. Like, Joker likes killing people via elaborate death trap or, like, moral decision. Carnage just cuts people's heads off. What is your favorite Spider-Man? My favorite Spider-Man is Noir. I've always wanted to know, Xavier. I really like Spider-Man 2099, and the reason for that is because he's such a departure from normal Spider-Man stories. There's just, you know, that's the thing about 2099 that's cool and makes him unique to me, is that he is not at all like just a reskin of Peter Parker. It's the same as how Batman Beyond is not just Bruce Wayne Jr. in a literal sense. Well, I mean a figurative sense. Because there's some spoilers. I like when you do a legacy character that is not just a duplicate of the last guy, but at the same time, not when the character lacks any kind of drama or interesting hook. Like, I would say a negative example is like Amadeus Cho is the Hulk. He can control his powers, so what's really like the conflict? He's incredibly smart and incredibly strong, and he can just turn off when he's doing the strong thing. So, what's the source of drama for Amadeus Cho stories, other than just generic teenage superhero trying to be exactly like Spider-Man? Oh no, prom's tomorrow, but I also gotta stop this supervillain. What do I do? Any hopes for the Batman film? I don't know, man. It's kind of all up in the air at this point. I mean, they had a lot of... They had some cool promises for it. Oh, definitely get 2099 Classic. It's worth your time. Miguel O'Hara is a great character. The new Batman movie, I don't know what to expect. They keep saying different things about what's gonna even be in it. I'm just hoping it isn't bad. I kind of wanted it to be a Red Hood story, but then they made it seem like they were going to try and adapt Arkham, and then they were going to make it seem like it had something to do with Deathstroke, but then I think they just kind of, like, had no idea what to do with Deathstroke. They cast him, they have his costume done, they have a guy who's, like, excited to play him and would probably do pretty good at it, but then they're like, oh shit, where do we even put him? Because him being in Justice League would be weird. We don't know about having him be in the stupid Batman movie. He can't be in Suicide Squad 2, so they, at the very last minute, decided to announce that he's getting his own film. Did you enjoy Spider-Man Unlimited? I watched it, not necessarily enjoyed it. I mean, I tolerate it. It's a thing that exists. It's not bad. It's just kind of... I mean, I don't know, it feels like if they tried to adapt 2099 and then just didn't do it well enough. I mean, it's Spider-Man trapped on a weird furry planet of people who call themselves bestials. And, like, people who aren't creepy furry people are considered the underclass. Just, it's not really my bag. I'm not into it. Thoughts on Twisted Metal series in a retrospective? Like, do you want me to do a retrospective series? Like, review all of them? Or do you want me to just tell you my thoughts? I'm here to advertise the YouTube channel. Oh, okay. Alright, well. I have no idea why I would want to read that one out loud.
My journey lasted little over a month.
It kind of blows my mind how much I didn't realize that this is the same voice actor as Warden Sharp. Like, I totally just... I just didn't make the connection. It's so obvious now. Hey, what's up? Any funny bloopers when I'm doing Spider-Man Rushers? When doing... Okay. I don't really have a lot of funny bloopers that I remember from the Spider-Man retrospective. Oh wow, MBad Gaming, thank you. Holy crap, $20. I am so distracted right now by your generosity that I'm getting hit in the face repeatedly. Oh god. You've distracted. Thank you, I really appreciate it. It's great of you. Ow, I keep getting hit in the face. Okay, back to focusing. I'm trying to think of anything from the, like, development of the Spider-Man game retrospective that would be worth talking about. I mean, really, the story behind those reviews is actually kind of sad. I don't know if you guys would want to even know why I started doing those. Ah, jeez. Huh. You know, I know it's just like random NPC generation, but does anyone find it like a little weird that only one of them was black? Oh, Diego Rivera, $10. Hey, Xavier, good to see you streaming. Will these be regular or a spur of the moment? I want to start making these be a regular thing now that I finally have OBS more or less figured out on my own. I would love to start doing these more commonly, and it's just nice to talk to you guys directly. Not having to, like, you know, reply to a billion Twitter comments or whatever. Just talking to you like this. I would like to do another one of these tomorrow and maybe Monday if I can find time. Do gotta record the podcast tomorrow, so we'll see if I have time for it. But, yeah, these are definitely going to be more regular. I want to know. I would like to know. Alright, well, if you guys don't mind me getting a little bit personal, I mean, I'll probably finish this up at the 3-hour mark, so I'll tell you a quick story. So, the reason that I started doing these Spider-Man game retrospectives, is because I really just needed something to take my mind off of how life was going at the time, as of, like, what, like, mid-2015, I think, is when I started those. Around that time, oh, by the way, Killer Croc. Hi, jump scare buddy.
We'll find you. Rip your flesh like paper.
Man, what a cool guy. Him and Bane should fight. So, around midway through 2015, I was dating this girl, who is kind of mean, or actually extremely mean. She was very emotionally abusive, and she cheated on me with a guy named Patrick, and then he found me and then bragged about it to me. And I was really depressed, and I was like, God, I need something to take my mind off of life right now. Because that was like the first girlfriend I had ever had, and it was just going so poorly. So I was like, is there something I can do to just, like, kill some time? Maybe I can make, like, a YouTube video about something that no one cares about. So, of course, being that I love video games and I love comic books, I decided to do a game review. And I had done a couple of, like, editorial sort of things that no one watched prior to that, about, like, Batman and Spider-Man. Those were just kind of, like, practicing for the editing. But, I did the first retrospective, and it got, like, I don't know, like 150 views, and I was like, holy shit, that's a really successful video, 150 views! So, it got me excited to do another one. Fun fact is I actually almost didn't do it because I was having such a hard time figuring out the frame rate on recording PlayStation 1 game footage because it looked so choppy and ugly, and I still, to this day, have it, like, not 100% figured out. It looked really bad, and I was like, well, I can't have the review look like this. Everyone will just complain that the frame rate sucks. One of the reasons why the Let's Play of Ultimate Spider-Man had some problems is because this capture card software just does not like games prior to PS3 or Xbox 360. So I for a second considered not doing it until I got it, like, kind of figured out. I mean, it didn't look terrible, but it was still kind of noticeable. So I did the review that way, and everyone, you know, like, of the 150 people who watched it, I think, like, 3 of them commented and liked it. So I thought I could do another one. I mean, it's just something fun to do. You know, and of course, this girlfriend of mine at the time just had me so messed up that I had to figure out, like, as many ways as possible to take my mind off of, like, all the shitty stuff she was doing. So I even, like, took time to write a novel, which I'm now trying to repurpose into a comic book. I Am Become Pestilence, which is... I don't know how to feel about that title. I might change it, but I'm kind of stuck with it for the moment. I was up until, like, 4 a.m. every night for God knows how many months in 10th grade. Just writing and writing and writing, trying to get this story exactly right, and I felt like a lot of it, I was just like, I felt really pissed off and angry, and I had to get it out some way. So I wrote a story about a very pissed off and angry person with a lot of pent-up problems. So, yeah, a lot of the, you know, when eventually we get I Am Become Pestilence, you know, public release, either published through a company or however we end up doing it, you'll probably be able to see that there was a lot of pain put into it while I was writing it. Just, you know, a lot of what was happening to me at the time kind of bled in. And the story is not necessarily about any of that stuff, but you could just tell by the tone of it that it was kind of inspired by something sad. So, you know, yeah, that's the thing. Hold on, let me keep scrolling down. Sorry, I kind of was focusing on the game for a second. Oh, that's why you seem so depressed in that video. Well, yeah, yeah, pretty much. That and also just because I wasn't really good at talking on camera yet. Even today, I still think I have some issues, but when you're recording a video and trying to, you know, sound charismatic and sound excited, it's just not something that comes super naturally for me. So it took a couple of tries. I still think by the time I got to maybe the Arkham Knight review was when my voice was okay to listen to. Prior to that, it sounded kind of like dry and dull. But that was the one I was like, the first one I was really happy with the way it sounded. Ow, I just got shot in the shoulder. Hold on, just give me a sec. I just want to go over, okay. What's your favorite Korn album? You know, I really like Issues, but, Follow the Leader is also really good. I don't know. I mean, I like a lot of them. I don't think there's a single one I dislike, except kind of maybe Path of Totality, just because it tried so hard to push into this weird dubstep direction. And there's a couple of songs on there that I really don't like. Hold on, guys. Don't spoil the fact that I'm going to go ledge take down this guy. Just wait down there. Here we go. It was very polite of them not to warn this guy. You know, sometimes you gotta wonder, is the world full of shitty people? But then you see stuff like that, where these hardened criminals betray each other while a man in a bat costume attacks them viciously with physical pain. And you just think, yeah, the world is full of shitty people. Wait, what was I trying to say again? Did I just hit 2 people at once? That was bizarre. Hey, Xavier, that Contest of Slashers inspired webhead issue is coming along. 4 pages done so far. Oh, that's awesome, dude. Yeah, I mean, I keep it going. I'm a little sad that Contest of Slashers is taking as long as it is to come out, but, you know, we that's the thing, is that was kind of that project, I think, was destined to take a long-ass time. We should have waited a lot longer before announcing it, because basically the entire creative team is different now, except for the writer. It's still a very long ways off. Just, you know, we got a different artist, we got a different colorist. If I were to guess when it would even start coming along, like, really well, I would say expect a pretty solid update by, like, the first month of 2018. Just because the artist is working on so many other projects right now, a couple of which are for me. The other ones I'm working with. How long have I listened to Korn? Pretty much my entire life I've listened to that band just because that's like something that my mom was so into when she was a punk 90s teenager. My mom is very much a Gen Xer and listened to all kinds of music like that. She watched Beavis and Butthead on MTV. She read X-Men comics in the 90s. My mom read X-Men comics in the 90s, and she thought, wow, Xavier is a really cool name. If I have a kid, I should name him Xavier. And then, that happened. Do I watch Stranger Things? Yep, I'm just finished the 2nd season. I'm pretty happy with it. Xavier, do upgrades. That's a good idea. I should do upgrades. I accidentally just hit the button to upgrade. I didn't want to do it. I wanted to get the health upgrade. Now I feel like an idiot. This is what happens when I read chat while I'm supposed to be doing other things. This is so much harder without Josh here to just read the chat for me. That bastard ends up going to college and not staying behind specifically to only stream with me all day. Well, how selfish of him. Getting an education. What a jerk. How old are you, Xavier? I am 19. I know I act a lot younger than that. I always thought you were named after Professor X. Well, yeah. I'm a dude who loves comic books and is named after a comic book character. Here, I'll cut down these bodies. Just, you know... This is not really so much for as like a respect thing. Just these corpses will be less gross if they're not hanging upside down. Because the blood will start to pool in their skulls, and eventually the skin will just burst, and brains and blood will fall all over the place. It's more so out of respect to the person who has to clean up all these corpses. What do you think of Serenity of Suffering? I mean, a lot of people keep saying it sounds like a classic Korn album, like something right out of the stuff they were doing in the 90s. But to me, it sounds almost exactly like something like their Untitled album, or, what's that other one? God, I'm starting to forget the titles because there's so many. It sounds a lot more like stuff they were doing in the year 2000 and onward than it does of something they were doing in, like, the 90s. But it's not bad, it's just not quite like the ultimate classic thing everyone's saying. You know, that guy shot me directly in the hand, and somehow I still have fingers. Can you just let me climb up? Oh my god! Ah! Xavier, why do you know that? Know what?
Someone finish him off.
Paradigm shift, that's what it was. Yeah, it sounds a lot like that. Since you were playing Arkham, what songs do you think represent each Batman villain? Well, I don't know. I mean, I'd have to really think on that one. Do I prefer Tobey Maguire or Tom Holland to Spider-Man? I don't know. I don't know. I guess Tom, just because I like that he's a little bit more believable as someone young. And he's a little bit better at quips. It's kind of hilarious to me that people barely talk about Andrew Garfield anymore. It's now become, which do you like, Tom or Toby? No one talks about Andrew. Like, his whole take on Spider-Man has kind of been forgotten. And I think that's very symptomatic of how those movies turned out, not necessarily his performance. How do you feel about Before Watchmen as a concept? Oh, bye, Speedy Doodle. It was nice having you. Sorry that you have to leave, but thank you for showing up and stopping by. It was nice. Oh my god, I'm getting sniped because I'm too busy reading the chat. How do I get down? Oh my god.
Hey, someone help that baby.
My god, that was bad. Well, I was answering a question. Oh, how do I feel about Before Watchmen as a concept? You know, if a writer comes up with a story and then is very adamant about how that story is treated, I think it's that's the sort of thing that should be respected. If the guy who wrote Watchmen doesn't want you to make a sequel, that's on him. I don't think maybe you should make a sequel. If he thinks that a prequel is unnecessary, maybe don't do a prequel. Just like respect someone's story. Granted, he created a lot of really interesting and cool characters, and it's a shame to have their story end so quickly after only just a couple of issues. Because there's a lot you can do with the Watchmen universe. But, like, if it were up to me, someone also asked how I Am Become Pestilence is coming along, the comic. It's going pretty great, honestly. I really like the team I have assembled for it. They're all very professional, very reliable guys. We have about one page almost, or we have one page done, and it's like page 19 of the first issue, and then we have most of page 1 done. So we're, it's kind of a lengthy process, but it's coming along nicely. As soon as we have a couple of good ones, in order, like 1 through 5 or something, we could probably send our pitch to the publishers and see what they have to say. Here, I'm gonna try and run and hope I don't get shot. Hey, snipers! Guess what? You can't hit me if I'm running. It's impossible to hit a moving target. Everyone knows that.
Hello again, boys. It's me. Please, I will take good care of all our hostages.
Hey, Xavier, what's your opinion on the Defenders? Kind of underwhelming, sadly. I mean, it was cool seeing these characters interacting, but it was kind of like, I don't know, I feel like it could have been a little bit more exciting than it was. Like, the story started to just kind of run out of steam at a certain point. I think the problem with a lot of the Netflix shows is that they go a little bit longer than they need to. And I was, like, hoping that one wouldn't have that problem because it's only 8 episodes. But even then, that one started to feel like it was getting a little long in the tooth. Do you pay your team? Because I want to create a comic. Well, here's the thing is, all of us are kind of working for free right now on our various jobs because we want to get it published. So, once it starts getting into stores and it's actually being sold, we'll get paid. But for the moment, right now, like, I'm writing just for fun. The artists are arting just for fun. The colorist is coloring just for fun. Right now, it's mostly just a fun project for us to sharpen up our skills in every aspect of comic working. And then once we finally have our pitch ready for a publisher and we get accepted, then we can start worrying about, getting everyone paid. But, that's still, we got to get at least, like, I don't know, like, I think 6 consecutive pages of art done, as well as maybe lettering, just so we have something to show for what we've been working on. Comic companies, they kind of expect a very detailed pitch when you ask them if you can, have them publish your shit. So, they want, like, a couple of script pages, some consecutive pages of art. They need to know if, like, who's doing what and how many people you have on the team. I think something that'll set us a little bit apart is that we have someone for everything. Like, we actually have someone coloring it, writing it, doing the art, doing the letters. We don't have one of the jobs going unfilled, so they'd have to find someone, like, contract someone to help do it for us. We'd just be able to do it for them. Really, all they'd be doing is just printing it. We have everything else covered. Who do you think is the best Marvel character? I like a lot of Marvel characters. I mean, I don't know if I could necessarily just sit down and tell you which one's the best one. Well, Spider-Man's the best Marvel character in a sense that I think his story is the most interesting to me. I like how you can press the alternate fire on this and get like a POV shot for no reason. What's the point of that other than it looks cool? Does it need a point other than looking cool? No. Okay, my connection is really messed up right now. I'm not sure if I can keep spamming. The internet is blowing up. I'm not sure. Probably Spider-Man for most of us, as most of us found him through Spider-Man videos. America Chavez. Oh boy, yeah. Holy menstruation! This is how normal people talk in real life! What a great character. Do you think Rocksteady could make a really great Predator game? Oh, hell yeah, dude. They basically have it, like, done. You just gotta reskin Batman and take out the, and then just add, like, some gore. You're done. There you go. Game makes itself. You could call it Concrete Jungle 2. Concrete Jungle 2 Jungle. Ow! Ow! Stop kicking me, for the love of God! My kidneys! Oh, jeez, I set off the metal detector. Ow, ow. I like how two separate guys both said, "That's gotta hurt." It's almost like they're, like, cheering me on while I'm beating up their friends. Are any of these guys friends? Do you think any of these guys, like, know each other by name? Or are they just purely working for Joker? How do you get to work for the Joker? Like, the guy is, like, a known terrorist, and basically everything he does fails miserably, and he ends up in prison. How do you look at that guy and go, yeah, that's someone I should work for? Like, these aren't down on their luck like criminals having a hard time with the economy. These guys all have to just be flat-out sociopaths. With very little, you know, concern for risk versus reward. Because working for Joker to take over the city, it's a lot of risk for very little reward. I mean, at best, all of you can, like, maybe, like, I don't know. Like, I mean, maybe if you're, like, his right-hand man, I could see you getting, like, all kinds of money and shit. But if you're just random thug number 48, how much are you really being promised by the Joker? How does he even pay the people who work for him? Like, I can't imagine the Joker just, like, writing out a check, so he'd have to just give people stacks of cash that was stolen. What's the worst new Marvel character? I don't know. There's a lot of them that are pretty bad. Hey, look, everyone, I'm gonna do my Wolverine impression. Ha, get it? Get it? Because he has a lighter in his pocket because he has a smoking problem. There's something so addictive about Riddler trophies. Like, I would play a whole game that's just looking for Riddler trophies and solving puzzles. As long as the Batmobile wasn't involved. That was actually, like, probably one of my favorite lines of dialogue from the Riddler in all three of these games. Why doesn't Robin sneak into Arkham and help? Because, he's busy. Busy not helping. Technically, Arkham Knight has his origin story on this island somewhere in a room that we never see at any point. And also, Batman, for some reason, has no idea how he got there. Hey, can I have a quick little rant? Arkham Knight apologists need to stop making up reasons for why that game makes sense. Because if the game doesn't explicitly tell you how a thing works, then coming up with your own logic to make it make sense is not how the story is good. Do not tell me that the Joker planned to have himself be a hallucination for Batman, and specifically did something with the Titan formula to make that happen. That doesn't make sense. That's just like a super giant leap in logic, and there's nothing to even give the impression that's a thing. You can also say that, like, well, you know, he's not actually a hallucination. He's, like, just an actual ghost. At one point in this entire game series does anything genuinely supernatural happen. And also, I find it a little suspicious that you only see this ghost character while under the influence of a dangerous hallucinogen that makes you see your worst fear.
I won't spoil the surprise and let them know you're coming.
So, in short, Arkham Knight is still stupid, and all of the excuses given make no sense, and people need to stop trying so hard to figure out how that game works. Because it doesn't. It doesn't. Favorite Fallout game? I know a lot of people hate it, but I didn't have a bad time with Fallout 3. Granted, it's kind of like it's extremely linear and gives you like very crap choices in the way of like being an RPG. But I thought it was fun. Arkham Knight's story doesn't make sense, but I like it anyways. Hey, you know, that's okay though. If you like Arkham Knight's, if you like Arkham Knight, that's fine. I've never at any point told anyone they can't like something. You know, if there's something about it that I don't like, I'll express it in a video. But that doesn't mean that no one's allowed to have their own opinion on it. And that's the thing that I think a lot of reviewers kind of forget about, is they have to remember that their opinion is their own. Like, something that's put me off to, like, Your Movie Sucks, that channel. There's been a couple of times where he's just stated his opinion like it's a flat-out objective fact. Like when he was reviewing Edge of Tomorrow and he goes, this movie's not as good as everyone says it is. What? What? Good or bad is subjective. If people like it, they like it. You can't tell them they're wrong.
Batman, can you hear me? Show yourself.
Can you make an Arkham retrospective? I actually explained why I would not do that in the very beginning of the Batman Arkham Knight review. I would have, like, nothing to say. That guy is looking right at me.
Did you even notice?
You heard the boss.
Hey, you play any of the Metroid games? Unfortunately, I played Metroid Other M. And that was it. Well, also one of them on the Game Boy, but I can't remember which. It was like Super Metroid or something. Xavier, Gotham Season 1 and Season 2 were decent. Riddler and Penguin were both solid, except for Penguin, who turned out gay. I always figured the Penguin was gay. I never really had a problem with that part. I mean, he dresses like a penguin. He's Danny DeVito, you know? I don't know, Gotham, to me, just, I wasn't into it. Whoa, excuse me, sir, hold on. Wait, no, hold on, please, wait, hold on, can we just talk about this? Man, this movie's so fake. You could see how his kick didn't land at all. You know, I have a really bad story about when I watched the first Rocky movie. Is that, the punches were so far off from hitting that for a while I thought Rocky was dodging all of those hits at the final act of that movie. And then the announcer kept saying, he's really taking a pounding. I'm like, no, he's not. All of those are missing. It's, like, super obvious. And I genuinely thought he was just missing. But no, it was, you know. They didn't do the thing from, like, Cinderella Man where the lead actor was like, okay, I want to make sure you actually hit me in the face as many times as possible so it looks real.
Does she keep her records there?
I guess. She was pretty desperate to get in there.
How long ago was this?
Xavier, do you think there should be a Spider-Man series like Gotham? What would that be about? Would it just be like a 10-year-old nerdy Peter Parker and, like, the conflict of the first season is that he gets attacked by Skip Westcott, and then his parents die in a plane crash, and then Uncle Ben teaches him about responsibility? Like, what would a Spider-Man Gotham be about? No one cares about what Spider-Man was doing before he got bit by the spider. That's the boring part. No one cares what Bruce Wayne was doing before he learned a billion martial arts and how to be the world's smartest person. I'm sure the show isn't terrible, but I have some problems with the premise. Did you hear that YMS sent his fans to hate on a channel because they didn't like It Comes at Night? Huh. I did not hear that. Now, I want to give him the benefit of the doubt and assume he didn't intentionally say, hey, everyone, go spam this channel with bad comments because they have a different opinion. Maybe he just specifically said he disagreed with that channel, and they, you know, I know fan bases can sometimes get a little wacky and do their own crazy stuff. When will this stream end? Well, I was gonna end it at 3 hours, but then it's been 9 extra minutes, and I still have no idea what I'm doing. This is probably a good spot to end it. I'm just standing up on this really high bookshelf. I had a good time. Thank you, everyone, for the donations. Those were awesome. I appreciate it, everyone. You're all great people. Gaming Central, here's your shout-out. A young Bruce Wayne and Alfred series in a similar to Tintin would be neat. Yeah, I guess. As long as they're actually going on adventures instead of just sitting in their house all day arguing about stuff.
Hello. If anyone is on this channel, please respond.
Oh, wow. He actually commented on someone else's video and said to go hate on those guys? That's kind of shitty. What do you think of the rumors of the supposedly upcoming Batman game being developed by WB Games? Well, hold on. First, I have to ask you, what's wrong with this thing? Can anyone hear me? Hello? Is anyone there? You're supposed to say it now, Cash. It would be funny.
Someone please respond.
Close enough. But anyway, yeah, I had a great time. Hopefully we can do this again tomorrow if everyone's not, staying up too late. I don't have school on Monday, thankfully, so I'll be able to stay up late. So, yeah, I'll just, we'll end the stream in this vent. I bet these guys are looking around going, why the fuck is Batman just hiding in this vent? What is wrong with him? What is he doing?
What's wrong with this thing?
What's wrong with him? I said what's wrong with him, and he said what's wrong with this thing in perfect unison. Hey, Cash! Jinx! You owe me a soda. Xavier, can you break me a piece of that Kit Kat bar? Oh yeah, man, here you go. Xavier, does it bother you that in the MCU, Tony Stark can literally replace Spider-Man if he kept the suit he made, created his own web shooters, and started swinging around rooftops? Well, I mean, he'd probably just break his arms, because, you know, the thing people don't take into account about web swinging is that all the sudden stops and changes in directions would probably make most people's organs explode out of their face. But Spider-Man's got, extremely dense bones and muscles and organs. He's just... That's why he can get thrown through a brick wall and not explode into guts, is because he's tough, right? Same for web swinging. I don't think any random schmo can just get a web shooter and just go swinging. You'd jostle your organs way too much. You'd probably rip your arm out of its socket. You'd dislocate your shoulder at best. Probably not be able to switch directions midair fast enough, and then the web line would just kind of go limp and you just fall. Spider-Man is only really capable of web swinging via his powers. I think a lot of people misconstrue it as just well, he has the web shooter. If you have the web shooter, you can swing. It's no, you also have to be extremely fast and strong and agile. Please don't tell Arachnid Tech in the Discord server I told him that, because he is very dead set on making himself his own Spider-Man costume and web shooters, and I'm very concerned for his physical health. I believe he'll probably die in a horrible web swinging related accident. But anyway.
Well done. You passed the elementary grade.
Okay, I should probably end it now. I've still been talking. I need to know. Wait, hold on. Jessica Ramon has one last question. Amazing Spider-Man 2 or Spider-Man 3 games? Amazing Spider-Man 2, because at least one very small fraction of the gameplay was fun, and I like the alternate costumes. Okay, well, I think I'll cut it off here. I had a great time with everyone. It was fun. Everyone, suggest to me on Twitter what game you think I should do after this one. I don't think I necessarily want to do another Arkham game right away. But tell me something maybe you think would be cool to watch. Alright. See you around, everyone.